Good evening, everyone who is currently watching me around the world. My name is Benga Afolayan. As you know, blue is the color, Chelsea is the name, football is the game. How's been your day today? I know uh, Chelsea fans around the world are actually uh, getting ready, speculating, a lot of guesses out there. A lot of guesses out there. And of course, um, we can't afford to see who we want to see. But also, before we dive into the today's discussion, I want you also to know that today it was also confirmed that our soldier, our machine, Conan Gallagher, left Chelsea for Atletico Madrid. Well, to most Chelsea fans, uh, it's an emotional day for us. And we have to salute Conor Gallagher for his service, for his commitment, for his leadership, for his strength, for everything he did while at Chelsea. You know, he came to Chelsea at the age of 7, and he really what? He really did well. He really did well. He performed very well. We will really miss him, and we all wish him the best in his future. So we will come back after this break. We will come back after this break. We will come back after this break. Yeah. Yeah, I want to greet everyone who is currently watching me. I know a lot of people are speculating at the moment. Please, as you are entering, please, could you please keep sharing the video, please? Could you please sharing the broadcast? I would really appreciate. That's the only request I have. I have for you guys. Please, let's keep uh, sharing the video. Let's keep dropping the comments. Blue soldiers, let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that before we start today's live podcast. We have a lot of issues to even talk about today. And if you wish to join me on the panel, uh, just what look into the comment section. You're gonna see a link, so follow that link, and when you follow it, just follow it. You will know how you are going to connect, and when you get connected, I will be able to see you. And just make sure you do one thing: turn on your mic, turn on your video, so that you'll be able to join me. Otherwise, the app will not allow me to connect you. So make sure your mic is in order, your cam is in order. Um, I want to firstly use this medium to specially greet all blue soldiers online now. I will go through your names. Of course, as I used to do. I wouldn't start the program without acknowledging you guys. You guys, you are the ones supporting me, so I have to pay an obeisance to you. Eshengon. After God, it is you, guy. You are my fam. So please let's keep sharing the video. Let's keep sharing the video. Let's keep sharing the video. While I will firstly recognize everyone online now. I will mention all your name. I will recognize all your name. I know a lot of comments are there. Now let me start from Kimbo Eija. Let's go blues. Let's go blues. Um, Sawo Inye, all the best blue. Wakaso Yusuf, we will be there. Yeah. Owó ni kókó Jamiu Adekunle, Doma S. Moses, Aya Godiya, then Sawoinye, Chinedu Martins, Dr. Gbenga Ekushe. Wow. Chinedu, you sabi speak Yoruba? That's cool. I know there are a lot of Igbos who speak Yoruba anyway. Yeah. Thank you, Chinedu Martins. Joseph Emmanuel, you're welcome. Um, I don't want to butcher this name. Fakit, well done, legend. Good evening to you. Good evening to you too. Hey, Chomba Chanda, my brother from Zambia. I can see you. Good evening to you too. The Blue Diehard family. Yes. Kaode Olaniyi, good luck. Newman Chris, Mr. Gbenga, good evening. Good evening to you. Oh, Adefemi Temitope Temilade. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o. Akinyin o, báwo ni ṣe ní o? Chukwu Ebuka Hero. Seriously, I'm not happy with Chelsea. God forgive them. Well done, bro. Olaleri Wasiu. May God forgive Chelsea owners. Good evening, Adefemi Temitope. Amadi Kenechukwu. Good evening, doctor. I will not be able to mention all the names, but I want to say that at least I've been able to mention a few names, and it is better for us to start talking, to start discussing. Amadi Kenechukwu, good evening, doctor. Just coming back from work. Make I bat, I come back. Chelsea to 650. 650. Chelsea fans are funny around the world. We are powerful. We are dynamic. Now they make things wrong to happen. Now they make things what to happen. Now they run things. Yeah, Chelsea for Osimhen. I will just be screening because I cannot mention all the names. Adekunle Shapi, Ekale Baba, Bokinyigo. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Jacob Tue. Sir, why is it that you are some particular about Victor Transfer, more beside you, being very sentimental? I don't know what you mean, Jacob. Your comment is not clear. It's not clear. Your comment is not clear. I don't know. I'm not sentimental in my analysis. Can you let me know how I'm sentimental in my analysis? So, yeah, this is what I'm going to. Oh, Mr. Emmanuel is here. Mr. Emmanuel is here. Mr. Emmanuel is here. How are you, my brother? How are you, my brother?
I am fine, thank you. After that last game, I had a real big hypertension, to be honest. Because I expected more from the Blues, from the Blue Brothers.
I know.
I was disappointed because we were not playing Man City's first 11.
Yeah.
Because 6 to 8 of their players are out. And I was thinking these guys would have been able to relax themselves and have that moral edge for that first game. But conceding 4 goals, making 4 errors and conceding 4 goals from those errors was breathtaking. But for me, I know we need a striker. Not even one, but 2.
Yeah.
I definitely know we need a striker. You could see Christo could not play as a striker.
Yeah. But you said something. Very obvious. You said something that day, and I want to also remind you. You said something. You said, and I can't forget it. Immediately it happened. Commentator also affirmed what you said. Mr. Bumi Daramola, you are welcome, my brother. Commentator affirmed what you said, and that's why I could remember. You said before we play that match, you said it will be better for the coach to use Nkuku as a supporting striker, as a false 9 or as a false 9. That because he goes deeper, he could hold the ball, he could do magic with the ball. And throughout the first half, Nkuku was used as a striker. He wasn't, in fact, he wasn't seen at all. He was just.
He wasn't noticed at all.
He was struggling. But second half, second half,
once Gay came in.
What you said just happened.
Yeah. So him playing with Osimhen, if he plays with Osimhen, and you have Osimhen on one side, and you have him on one side, and you have Palmer on the other side, we're going to be very deadly. And I expect to see him and Palmer swap roles to support Osimhen from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, I see a deadly force if we can bring Osimhen, because Osimhen is more experienced. So all those runs Osimhen would make, you can be sure Palmer will be able to find him, or Crystal will be able to find him. But I don't know what the deal is. When the deal starts getting too dragged on like this, I get worried. That's just my take.
Mr. Emmanuel, just before we start, today is going to be on Osimhen. And just like I've said, I said no retreat, no surrender. Osimhen's transfer to Chelsea is on. From all impeccable sources, we could see that Chelsea is really trying to turn around things. From all the newspaper outlets in the UK that I read today, I think the problem is about the salary. It's about the salary. It's not even the money.
It's not the transfer fee.
No, it's not the transfer fee. It's the salary, which Chelsea is trying to really maybe come around 9.2 per year, but I think at the moment they are still talking about 10.7 million. So that per pounds, and that's the core issue, and that's what I want us to really look into today. When we look at the periphery, I mean the financial periphery of Chelsea and the sales they've had in the last few weeks, do you think that it's feasible for us to bring Osimhen? Taking costly look into the fair play rules saga that Chelsea will find itself some months ago. So, and
for me, let me answer that question you just asked. If it was feasible, I'm a financial consultant, and I've said that a lot of times on this program.
Yep.
And I'm not a believer in spending anyhow. I'm a believer in prudent spending, right? Yeah. Chelsea is not in the Champions League. Playing Europa Conference Cup is not going to give us as much money as we possibly would have earned if we're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So if I was sitting on Osimhen's side as his agent, which is something I have been in my previous life, I'll be saying to Osimhen, let's do it this way. Let's give them the benefit of doubt. We're gonna throw the ball in the court. We're gonna go for what they want to pay us, but we're gonna put a cleaver in there. Once we qualify for Champions League, and my performance is part of the highlight of how we got to Champions League, I want you to pay me a bit more.
Mr. Bromida Ramola, Bokinyo.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that risk, right? Because I really want to play for your club. And I want to bet on myself that I will deliver. So this is what I want to do. And if we get to Champions League the following season, if we get to the last 8, give me another 5-10% increase. Yeah. If we win the league, if we win the Champions League, give me another increase.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? There are many ways you can skin a cat. So it's, for me, it's down to the agent. Don't be heavy-handed. Be flexible.
All right.
But that's the way I would take it. That way, Chelsea will say, this guy is betting on himself. Not so many players will do this. At the end of the day, they're giving him a secure 5 years contract.
Yeah.
From what I read, which is massive.
That's what they want to
give. Which is massive.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Bumidaramola, what is your take on it?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Why joining me on this program?
It's been a while. I know you're a busy man. Yeah.
Concerning Osimhen, well, number one is that I would be happy if Osimhen joined Chelsea. Like what my brother have said, Mr. Emmanuel, he's kind of a striker that we need right now, that can make us remember Drogba back again. Okay, now we have another Drogba back in our club. But the issue now is concerning the salary. So I think that is Africa mentality. But for me, a white player will think of reduce his salary to join Chelsea. But Africa, we work for money, everything, money. Sometimes we don't want to jeopardize anything for maybe sacrifice. Because number one, Osimhen supposed to think about the legend player that has spoke with him.
Yeah.
To join Chelsea, people like Drogba and his brotherhood in Nigeria, Mikel, most of African legends want Osimhen to join Chelsea. So he's supposed to see that one as another things for him that will make him join Chelsea. This is a great thing for me. He owe me. So people like Drogba, people like that can be calling me that, okay, guys, join Chelsea. That means I will be succeeding in this club. But for me, Osimhen is a very perfect player. I don't even want to hear anything about all those Samu Alajo, Samu Motomori. I don't want to hear any news about that guy at all. If you see my comment on your post on Facebook, I don't want to hear anything about that guy. Being coming to Chelsea or being linked to Chelsea is totally error for me. So, but for Osimhen, it's 100%. And if the coach can work towards it and the management, and if Osimhen come to Chelsea, like of Palmer and Sterling, then they will help him. The only problem we'll be having is this our selfish guy, Madueke. So, but with the rest of the player, like of Lavias in midfield, Osimhen will have a better playing time in Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I support what Mr. Manuel has said. But now we are talking about Nigeria, African mentality about bringing his salary down. They won't want to do that.
Apparently, apparently it was even more than that before. It's just when they were in the at the negotiation table that they were trying to bring the salary down. It was much more than that before. I think I like what both of you are saying, and it's from different perspectives. Mr. Emmanuel came up with a suggestion. Maybe there could be a kind of plan, a financial plan for him. Maybe they could just split that is the increment of his salary over the 5 years plan. Maybe if we could, just like what Mr. Emmanuel said, if we could win Champions League this particular season, then this is the percentage for the increment, and then if we could win the league so time, this is the percentage for that increment. If they could really put S together on the negotiation table, I think they will find a middle ground for that deal to be completed. But I can assure you, at least from the inside sources which I have, and I was told that Osimhen wanted that deal to scale through, but the interest of the parties involved are what is making that deal to drag.
And the agent.
Yes. Mr. Emmanuel had said that a long time
I've
ago.
always said that. I've always said that. But like I said, Dr. Benga, like I said, Ori at home, they have to work together. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, Ori at home, brain don't control it. And the brain in this transaction is Osimhen himself. So let's forget all the interested party in the head and the neck. Is what the brain wants that the head and the neck would do.
Yeah.
So if Osimhen, that's why I say it's unfortunate I have to stop being an agent, right? The like of a culture, the like of Judge Trinity, all of them know me. But then they always look at me like a small boy because I was much younger then. I've always looked young. So they couldn't see as how can this boy man follow advice, because they always prefer the white man advice. But I've always said to them, it's not always about that. It's somebody who can always think on his feet. Got on when you bring a like here. Somebody who can think on his feet. So if he goes and tells them, you know what? I will probably make more money by the time I get to the 5th year of my contract, if my performance shows it on the field. That's a big plus I would take if his desire was to earn maybe 12 million a year, right? 12 million package a year. I can spread it that it will be 15 million by the time I get to the 5th year. But it's like you said, there are so many interests. And those many interests, you can call them to order to say, you will make more money. Because the way you talk to them, you will make more money if you are patient, rather than want to grab all the money now. I'm not looking to dissociate myself with you. You're still going to be part of all this for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So you guys should chill. I'm the one doing the work. You also come and profit from the work I have done. So why would you want to be an obstacle to what I want to do? But again, showing up for long here.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. I want to welcome my brother, one of our panelists here, in the last few weeks, Mr. Ademola Adeyemi. You are welcome.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, my brother. So you're welcome. How's been your day, my brother? How's been your day?
Yeah. Thank God.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. What we have been discussing about the completion of the transfer of Osimhen to Chelsea. So, what can you say about the possibility of him coming to Chelsea? Because the only problem now, the only order now is his salary. It's not even the transfer fee. So, and from all impeccable sources, Chelsea is still on that transfer. So, what do you think will work for this transfer to scale through all these especially the salary? At the moment, they are debating 10.7, but Chelsea still wants to find a middle ground to accommodate a particular salary that is feasible. So, what is your take?
On this Osimhen transfer to Chelsea, first and foremost, I will talk as a fan. Like, it's a thing that I will be happy if the deal can scale through. And the reason why, one, I will share my sentiment being like, I will be happy seeing a Nigerian also parading the jersey and play for Chelsea again. Because ever since the departure of Mikel Obi and Victor Moses, we've never had another Nigerian to play. Kenneth Omeru was another Nigerian I was thinking he would have made it in Chelsea, but despite the year the guy spent in Chelsea, he was being sent on loan until he was sold that he never done that jersey for playing professional match. So I will be happy if Osimhen can come, because actually, if we will put sentiment apart, every one of us know that we need a goal poacher. And most of the signing we have been doing, even in this current transfer window, I don't see any striker that we have signed that it can give more than what Osimhen will offer. In terms of high pressing, in terms of leadership and composure, I think Osimhen is not more a young kid, young striker like that again. He has gone that stage. He's not a mature person. To me, as a professional footballer, he's not a mature footballer. It's not easy for somebody to be able to win African Footballer of the Year, to even be 8th in Ballon d'Or. So getting Osimhen is going to be a win-win for both Chelsea and Napoli, because at this stage, if Napoli did not sell Osimhen, I'm very sure they will also be running at loss. And the coach has even made it clear that he needs Lukaku. To me, it is that salary now that is somehow looking like a mountain, that it look like maybe Chelsea cannot break the mountain down. But if there is will, there's always a way. Like I'm just looking at, to me, like all these big wage earner, I think the 3 people that we had that are heading higher in Chelsea currently, I think we have Sterling first, followed by James, and followed by Chilwell. And from the look of things, if possible, if Chilwell can be sacrificed for Osimhen to come, because with the look of things, the coach have been saying it, though it might not be obvious, but somebody that can decode this message, it seems Chilwell is not fitting into the coach plan going forward. So if possible, if Chilwell can also be sold, like is among the top earner, maybe they can balance that kind of a thing to accommodate Osimhen. Because from as a Nigerian, we all know they will play for money, not even Nigeria alone, especially Africa, because knowing from the background they come from, they have a lot of things to take care with money. So if it is money that is going to be a something that will not allow this deal to pay through, especially his wage, I will say maybe if I have Osimhen number self to beg him, at least maybe he should reduce like maybe maybe 0.5. I mean 0.5, not even 1. Maybe you can reduce 0.5 of his current wage. Because I can't lie, my brother. As a Chelsea, as a Nigeria, you need to play for the money. Even though you need to play for big club, you need to play for the money. Yes.
Mr. Demola,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Osimhen's contract as it's currently been drawn will make him the highest earner in Chelsea. Dr. Benga, you can confirm that. And there is no way. I will tell you, I have followed the Premiership. I used to be an agent. Omar Shurokori, black player. To the top earner in the club, not to talk about the top 6 club in English Premier. Are you kidding me? Want to show you bàbá ò ti ṣe sọ fún ẹ owó tó máa gbà tó bá invest dáadáa generation yẹn to the unseen time 3 kò lè ná tán.
Okay, sir.
So bàbá ò ti ṣe sọ fún ẹ, so he's in a very good position. But whether they like it or not, he's already in a good position.
They are paying him in pounds and he's coming to Nigeria to exchange the money. So it's a big man now.
Even leave that one alone. You see, the area of business I am in now is financial investment. I will tell Osimhen, give me 20% of that money you are earning, and I will give you 20% return per annum. 20% return on whatever I invest. Kilo tún need owó fún kó dẹ̀ not 20% yẹn tán. Only 20% of the salary tó ń gbà kó lọ invest 20%. Kó dẹ̀ máa gba 20% per annum. 20% tó ń gbà returns on investment yẹn kò lè ná tán every year. So kí ló fẹ́ ṣe? Not except kó bá fẹ́ live wayward life nìkan ni. Kó lọ máa ra private jet. Òun ni gbogbo wọn rà ń sẹ̀ tán lè fi kerosene kíní sí mọ́. So ọmọ kàtí tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa ra private jet. Kó lọ máa wá private jet yẹn lè ní sẹ̀. It's not as easy as that. Ọmọ kàtí ra private jet. Have you forgotten?
I don't. I've not forgotten.
First Nigerian player to buy private jet now.
The first thing he did, I think he firstly married one Tunisian lady.
Yeah.
Tunisian lady who gave him twins. So after that, then he went to buy the jet.
Private jet. But guess what? Owó tí ọmọ kàtí gbà ní Everton ló fi ra private jet. Kò ń ṣe owó tó gbà ní ìgbà tó ń play ní Belgium Club Brugge. So I look at it now and I'm saying to them, they can't compare. He can buy as many private jets as he wants, but does he really need a private jet when he can order a private jet anytime?
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it. So for me, I just always think money should never be an issue in anything we do in life. Money is good, don't get me wrong. don't chase money, chase legacy. The money will come.
Yeah.
That's a popular quote I want every Nigerian to take, because a lot of us are bent on this thing. Money. But we ain't have to anywhere at the end of the day. But legacy, lower your mama. Drogba, as good as he was, Drogba did not earn more than Lampard. He did not earn more than Terry. I can count all the players. By the time he left Chelsea,
I know.
he never earned more than all those players. But he is coming, and he's already going to be number one. But what I love about Osimhen's coming is this. Somebody mentioned it, I think it was you, Mr. Ademola, the leadership he would bring to the team.
Yes, I mentioned it. Yeah.
Like the Drogba brought to the team. Football,
Yes.
I was a right back when I was playing football. I played up to UI before I left Nigeria. And I always tell people, me as a defender, if I'm not afraid of you, I'm going to have an easy day. But if I'm afraid of you, even before game starts, I'll be sweating even before I cross that white line. That is what Osimhen will bring to our team. Because last 2, 3, 4 seasons, nobody was afraid of any of our strikers.
Yeah.
Nobody was.
Yes.
But when we now have somebody, look at Brojan. We saw one-on-one how many times in the last friendly against Americana.
And he couldn't score.
Take any of them. He couldn't take any of them. So if you go and start Brojan in a team, me as a defender, I will just tell my fellow defenders, we're going to have a feed day, Jared. There's no need. We shouldn't be afraid. This one can't do anything, even if we give him one-on-one. If we do back pass to the goalkeeper, he still going to score. So that is what I will need. And once your strikers are delivering, it uplifts the confidence and the morale of your defense line.
Yes.
Perfectly.
That is football. So the reason why Chelsea didn't do so well was because they were not scoring enough goals. And every time, because the defenders' morale and confidence was low, when they come, they score Gary, so that game to talk. That was what was happening. But I take your point.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. I want to just to take you on the last comment you made, which you were corroborating what Mr. Demola said about the leadership that Osimhen will be bringing into the team. I very much agree with you. We could see what Osimhen did during the nation, the last nation.
That's what I want to talk about, sir. He really tried.
In fact, he was not selfish. If it were to be Madueke, we would have been what?
Let's talk about another player.
Because Madueke is a selfish player. So Osimhen lifted the team. He wasn't so keen to score. If he were to be keen to score, honestly, maybe we would have been out. He was passing, giving passes, doing the running, and that is, you are setting. What he did was that he was setting out a kind of leadership example for his team members, and that's what the Chelsea needs now. Honestly, I said something in one of our live broadcast discussion. I said it was the selfishness of our players then that made Lukaku to misbehave. It was because of their selfish. Okay, Mr. Ademola, you want to say something?
No. Carry on, sir.
Okay, because I could see a number of times that month we see Lukaku, and we just play the shot. I will see a number of times that all these English guys, they're supposed to give Lukaku. Lukaku is just a one man. He doesn't. They work for him. That's his own style. They work for him. He doesn't work for himself. So, but they just want to do their stuff and what? Maybe after they have wasted like 5 chances, they will score. Lukaku felt frustrated, and that was why he said, "Okay, I don't want to play. I don't want to play for Chelsea. Let me go to Italy." And you could see a player of his caliber. He said, "I'm going on loan." For a player to tell you that he's going on loan, you should know that something is happening within. Unfortunately, he didn't handle the issue very well. And back to what I was saying before I dive into the issue of Lukaku. I believe that if Osimhen could come to Chelsea, that leadership trait is very important. He's going to carry the team just like Drogba. We have said it. I don't want to repeat myself. Repeat what Mr. Emmanuel.
Let me just add. Apart from the leadership as well, there's some sort of aggression Osimhen also brings to a team, which was something Drogba had as well, right? His aggressive play is what frightens players. You might think this guy is having a quiet game, but like that, you just realize, oh, so this guy is still here. And that's something Chelsea lacks, particularly in the defense line right now. We are not aggressive. The only players I see is aggressive is Kukurea, Gusto, and James. When James is on fire, you see the aggression when he's playing. Then this new guy, Vega, that just come in. Yeah, I've seen Vega's aggression in the few minutes he's played in the preseason. But we need that from our central players, our central defensive players as well. And that's what we don't have. And that's like John Terry had. You know, aggression has to be a characteristic of any player who has to be a Chelsea player. Because if you don't have that aggression, people are not going to take you seriously. You should be ready to fight when it comes to it, right? And your teammates know that, yes, everybody has this aggression. They will stand up for each other. That is something else Osimhen will bring to the team. Osimhen doesn't mind running to the back line and go and shout on the defender that he's not doing his work. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or somebody is trying to bully one of his teammates. He would not mind to go and stand for them to say, no, you can't bully. That's what Chelsea needs now, more than anything else.
Yeah. Thank you for that additional point. I think you've mentioned it last week that we need to show aggression. And the only player that is showing that aggression, and when we were talking about the invited play role, you remember, Mr. Emmanuel?
Yeah,
when
yes,
we
I did.
So you made mention of the aggression, that the only player that could be aggressive and maybe could be given that role is Cucurella. That James is not so mobile and is not as aggressive as Cucurella. And you could see that in the last match. I think they have to work on their mobility. James was very, very heavy in the last match. Maybe what happened was that the role that is being given now is not his own role.
No. In that last match, Mr. Benga, James was not the inverter. The inverter was Gusto. So
no, I'm not saying it was the inverter. Okay. I'm saying the role he was given. I'm not saying it was the one that was inverted. It was the previous match that
he was playing inverted.
Yeah. But the last game, it was just I don't know what just happened to him. Do
you think he's worried? Do you think he's just worried about injury? He doesn't want to get injured. He wants to be ready so that after his 3-match suspension, he's called upon and is ready to play.
Yes,
because sometimes some of these players have, when they're in preseason, they know the damage that can happen in preseason. Okay, look at all the Man U players that have been getting injured now. All the diagnosis coming 3 months. Do you know what 3 months is? By the time you come back to the team, if the team is doing well, forget it, your place is gone. Forget it, your place is gone. You go wait your turn. So maybe that is what he's looking at and he's saying, no. I want to start. Let me start at least once I prove myself very well. Even if I get injured, I know when I come back, I'm going to go straight into the team. Do you understand? Because I'm proving myself. And all this psychology goes on players' head. It does. Trust me.
That's a possibility. Yeah. That's a possibility. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. You are welcome, Mr. Shegun. Mr. Shegun really contributed immensely in our last live broadcast. And in fact, he still contacted me some hours ago that, okay, when are we having the next live broadcast? I told him I should be online by 4 p.m. Did I say 4 p.m. Nigeria time or in the evening? I think I said something.
You said p.m. Nigerian time.
Okay, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. now. Actually, I came on live broadcast around 10:20 something. So
I join his own too. There is a friend of mine. I've sent the link to him. To
okay.
I think you are maybe you should pin your the link the people will use to join you. There are some people that might like to talk because
Okay,
it's
okay.
a very advantageous platform in which
Yeah,
people can
yeah,
gain things to talk. Even if you want to create your own page, this thing
yeah,
is like teaching us. That's it.
yeah,
It's like giving us confidence to be able to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
pages if we
yes.
have so that
Yeah,
it's a good initiative. That's the
yeah.
truth.
Thank you. The app that I'm using for the live broadcast, StreamYard, maybe they have not paid for advertisement to anyway. But that app, they don't have a particular link that I could use. They change the link every
Okay.
time. So that's why before I start the program, I usually talk about the link. I drop the link in the comment section. And as
Okay.
yes, that's what I do. I usually do it occasionally as the program is on to just drop the link in the comment section. So I usually tell people that are online that okay, if you want to join, the link is in the comment section. Mr. Shagun, you are welcome.
Thank Mr.
Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel and I and other people, we have been discussing about possibility of Osimhen coming to Chelsea, and
Okay.
I said from all the news outlets, at least as of today, everybody has been speculating that Chelsea is still renew their interest in buying Victor Osimhen, in bringing him to England, to Chelsea. But the problem, the only order that we are facing now is salary. Just let me read what one of the journalists of Chelsea wrote 2 hours ago. His name is Niza Kinsella. He's one of the Chelsea journalists. He said, Victor Osimhen is again an option for Chelsea as they discuss multiple options to meet his and Napoli's demand. His, his and Napoli's demand. Then 2 hours also, 2 hours ago, again, Fabrizio Romano also wrote, no changes so far on Victor Osimhen deal for Chelsea. Chelsea explored talks with Napoli. Napoli won Lukaku. Osimhen will not reduce his salary. He's now open to straight loan, open buy option right now. So those are the things that are on ground now. In my live broadcast, I said Chelsea needs Osimhen just like Osimhen needs Chelsea. Because if Osimhen is still with Napoli, he's not going to do anything because their new coach, Conte, had told him that he does not have a place in his own plan, that is not part of his plan. So the Napoli management just want to eke out big money from the sale of Osimhen. That's what they are keenly interested in. And the new coach they just hired said Osimhen is not what part of his own plan. So Osimhen himself wants to what leave. PSG is saying that okay, we cannot afford this kind of salary that you are what requesting. And Chelsea is the only club that is now keenly interested in Osimhen, knowing that he's going to be, a great player, a great addition to our squad. But the only problem is that salary. As of today, I learned that Osimhen is requesting 10.7 million per annum, and that is too much, honestly. For me, I see this is ridiculous for Nigeria boy. You should not. Osimhen is still 25 or 26. You should be so keen about your career, how you are going to end your career on a good note. Not that it is not the time for you to be saying, oh, I want to be getting my own retirement money. No, this is the time to show the world the stuff you are made of. Not the time for, but Of course, Mr. Emmanuel once said that the dynamics of agents
It's
cannot be ruled
25.
out.
It's 25. 25.
25 what? Hello, Mr. Demola, you're welcome back.
It's 25. It's 25.
25 what? Okay, it's 25. Okay. So it's 25 now. He still have like 5 years to go. Before we will say, it's what nearing his retirement phase.
Yeah.
So I don't think that issue for me. So I don't know your take about that, Mr. Shegun. Over to you.
Okay, so the SC Football Club financial perspective or financial narrative of our team or of our club now.
Yeah.
You know,
So
playing conference.
that it's 25 years. It's 25. Yeah, it's 25.
Are you
Even
hearing me?
even seven self.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm hearing you.
Am I
You're on.
audible?
You're on, Mr.
Okay.
Shegun.
So the financial status of our team as regard the payment of salary this season, we are going. I don't know. Maybe you are aware that they have technically reduced the salary of our players compared to that of last season because there is an agreement or like a pre-agreement. If you guys are not going to play in Champions League, you will have your salary being reduced.
Yeah.
So most of
Uh,
their so there is a significant reduction on their salaries. I think about maybe 0.9% or so of their salary. So people collecting like even, but I don't know. Maybe it's going to affect the players that have been signed before last season. But I know very well that it's affecting Enzo Fernandez, it's affecting Modric, is I don't know if it's affecting James and Chilwell and the other IS player Ena. Tell him. So if Osimhen is coming, Osimhen should understand that in just Conference League and Premier League and the matches in and not that the top matches. So his salary is equivalent to the kind of competition they are playing in Napoli, which is Champions League. So coming down to Chelsea, there'll be a kind of technical reduction in his level. He's no more a Champions League playing player. He's no more playing or participating in Champions League. So definitely he should understand the fact that he has to reduce his salary. Then the truth of the matter is Chelsea is showing to Napoli that you see we are not desperate to have Osimhen. We don't think that is a must for us. If you have him, good. If you don't have him, good. Unlike forcing Osimhen to come to Chelsea. If Chelsea has shown the a do or die interest, like we really want to buy you, it's a different thing. So if you want to compare the interest of Napoli to have Lukaku and interest of Chelsea to have Osimhen, I think Napoli are desperate to have Lukaku than to have Osimhen.
yeah.
Because Napoli identify Lukaku as his ideal choice for striking role. So well, all I can say is that it's still 40-60. 40 happening, 60 not happening. That's the truth. I don't
Okay.
want it to be carried by the media rumor. It's still far
Yeah.
from being done.
All
It's
right.
Mr.
still far.
Shegun,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mr. Shegun, can I
Yes, sir.
just say to you that I can tell you for free, right?
Yes, sir.
Whatever Osimhen is being offered now by Chelsea is far greater than what he's getting in Napoli. And I think I made mention of this in our last conversation about Osimhen, Dr. Benga, if you remember.
Yes, you
He is
did.
still already going to earn more because the English Premiership pays more than any league in the world, right? And if you look at the top earners in Italian Serie A, Inter, Juventus, AC Milan, those are the top clubs that pays you high wages. Napoli no did that league at all. They never won Scudetto in 30 years until Osimhen helped them win it. Can you understand? So I know for sure he would probably not even earn up to 100,000 euro a week in Napoli. I'll be shocked if he did. I will be shocked. So for him to now go and earn 200,000 a week in pounds, because the pounds is slightly stronger, he's already doubled his wages. He's already doubled his wages. So I don't even see what his problem really is. You're not playing Champions League football. You're already getting double wage. Why should you be worried? And you're going to get it for 5 years till you are 30. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So at 30, you still have an option to still go to Saudi Arabia and go and double your wage again on what you're currently earning. If Chelsea does not give you a +1. But if I was Chelsea, I would give him a +1 so that we will have the option to add +1 so that if he's still doing well up to 30, I want to offload him. We can recuperate some of the money we paid Napoli when we bought him. That is what I would do. That's what I would offer at this stage. Because at that stage, he can still go to Saudi Arabia and play football. So it's up to him. That's just my addition to your thoughts, Mr. Shegun.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Ademola, are you back fully? Are you back fully?
I'm back. It's
right.
my network that is acting funny. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry for that. Yeah. Sorry for that. Another option that we have now is one striker from Spain. His name is Samu. People are calling him Samu Alajo. I don't know why people are calling him Samu Alajo. This guy. So that's the alternative that Chelsea is talking about. Samu.
Do you know he's a Nigerian?
Of course, the name is Nigeria.
He's an Edo boy.
From the surname, you could know that this is an Edo boy.
He's a Nigerian playing for Spain.
Oh, wow!
He played Spain national youth team.
Okay, right? Youth team, not national team.
Yeah, I think it's in Spain. He's in the Spanish Olympic team as well, currently as well.
Wow!
So if you watch, I think the Spanish Olympic team, men team, have qualified for the finals. I think I just saw the result. They knocked somebody out. They qualified to play the finals. So you could watch his performance. I have not started looking at him yet. But I'm going to go watch all the clips of Spain if they win the gold medal. But I heard he's a talent.
Yeah, it's a good talent. He's a good talent. I won't even use potential. He's a good. His name is Samu Omorodion.
Omorodion, yes, Edo State, yeah.
Omorodion. So, and I think maybe NFF should be trying their luck now. Should we start trying their luck? Maybe they will be able to.
He's gonna go to Spain national team. Forget it. He don't go work. Because if you look at the Spain national team, they have Morata as their leading light. Morata is not going to play another season. He's already gone to AC Milan now, where they always only sign retired strikers, right? So if Morata goes there, because we had our guy from Chelsea, Giroud, who went there as well, and he did very well in his retirement age. So if Morata goes, then obviously there's no real leading scorer in La Liga in La Liga that could take that position. So for me, I see the potential if it comes to Chelsea, and I see what Chelsea is doing. Chelsea is like someone said, Mr. Shegun said, or yourself, we don't necessarily need Osimhen. We can always get somebody else. So that's why they've revived this guy's contract again. To say if we do not get Osimhen, at least the money we are using to sell Gallagher to Atletico Madrid will cover some of the stuff for us to acquire this guy. So we've practically not spent any money, technically. And I see us buying Osimhen and this guy, because Osimhen will go to African Nations Cup, and this guy will still be here to play.
Hopefully, maybe if Osimhen comes, because I'm afraid this guy may actually find his way to Chelsea. The only issue I have now is Osimhen, because what happened is that, and I agree with what you are saying, that Chelsea is trying to have alternative or another option if perhaps Osimhen or Osimhen's or Osimhen transfer does not go through, so that Simon and Nicola Jackson could pair together. That's what I'm thinking that Chelsea is trying to do, because this morning I read in one of the English news outlet that immediately Kalaga sale, got through, Chelsea reignited.
Revive. Yeah,
Yes,
reignited this guy's
yes,
conversation. Yeah.
yes. So, and Chelsea is trying not to just pay ridiculous amount. We talk about the risks involved in Osimhen's deal. We talk about it. So, and Chelsea also Napoli is trying to aggravate their interest. Chelsea also is trying to find a way to mitigate any risk that could pop up from the transfer of Osimhen. Because imagine if we eventually, God forbid, if Chelsea eventually get through this, and okay, they bring Osimhen, and Osimhen doesn't eat it, that would be a problem, because contract has already been signed, and he's going to be the highest earner in Chelsea. So both teams are trying to be careful about the deals, especially on how to mitigate the likely risk from from the sale of Osimhen. So it's a win-win situation for Osimhen and Chelsea if they could find a middle ground to agree on a particular salary scale, or maybe salaries plan, like you have said. Maybe they should have a plan that, okay, if Chelsea eventually qualifies for Champions League next season, okay, this will be the percentage of the increment for you. If Chelsea eventually maybe win the league the following year, this is. But I know someone like Osimhen and his agent will not agree with that arrangement. I don't think that will be feasible. But what is feasible now is this guy, because it's just 35 million euros. Samo or more Rodion. It's just 35 millions euros. So that's what I feel. I don't know what you feel, Mr. Emmanuel.
I think the Omorigion deal I think it should be independent of whether Osimhen comes or not. That's my view. I still think they will buy him, because if you remember, once Jackson went to the African Nations Cup, we struggled. And they don't want to find themselves in that position any longer. African Nations Cup is every 2 years. Osimhen is also going to go. So it would be nice for them to have two players, at least, who they know that they can rely upon as an out striker. And I know once Omeridion comes in, they're going to definitely do whatever it takes to see Brojon go out. So that salary is out for Brojon, as far as I'm concerned. So all those things are all the things that's going to be taken into consideration. But again, it's also going to push Napoli to say, you know what, we are on this edge. We don't really have any option. We have to let Osimhen go, because we can't keep his stuff on our wage bill from at the beginning of the season. And obviously, like someone mentioned, they already shot themselves in the foot by making it public to say Osimhen is not in part of their plans. So you've already reduced your your power, your negotiating power. Once you've made that clear to the public, good or bad, you're going to have to let him go at the end of it all. So for me, the balance is very easy. It's very, very easy. Chelsea should just sit it out. Napoli are going to come off their high horse. They're going to come off their high horse, and they're going to have to accept. From what I heard, Napoli is still struggling with having to pay 40 million euro for Lukaku, because that's how much Chelsea values him, and they know that money is going to obviously reduce their own 110 million euro they're looking for, and that's what they don't want. So, give or take, nobody's going to pay 120 or 140 million euro for Osimhen. It's not going to happen. Not for a player that did not play half of the season last season. So, and a player who has injury history as well. Everything doesn't favor them. It doesn't favor them at all.
People are talking about Samu and Osimhen in the comment section, just like what the Lauren talk. Lauren talks. I just read it now. His comment from my channel on YouTube. He said Chelsea wants Samu and Osimhen because Jackson will be shifted to left wing. Matt Law said it. And a number of journalists is also saying that, and people in the comment section are quoting them. For me, if both of them come to Chelsea, good on us. And but I have reservation for the Osimhen transfer, and my reservation is just on his salary. His salary could cause a lot of issues. Someone just said now that some of the players, okay, I think Mr. Shagun, it was Mr. Shagun, who said that they have taken pay cut. Yes, they did. That was what the first thing that was done after the league ended last season. That they have to what? They have to take pay cut. We are not in Champions League, and we are not in even Europa. So we are in.
The pay cuts only apply to the players that were signed by the new owners. The players who were there before did not have that clause in their contract. Because under Abramovich, yes, it's only the new players they have signed. People like people like Enzo, it's only these new players that clause is in their contract, and it's their new strategy going forward. So once you guys are not performing and we're not getting into that competition, don't expect to still get the same salary. And it's either you take it or you leave it. So that's it. I think he's going to play with a front three or a front four, but he's going to definitely have one arrowhead striker from what I can see with his pressing game, the same way with Man City play, Holland in the front, three players, three players behind him. The number 10 is either going to be Madueke, Crystal, or Palmer, or he can shift Palmer. And like someone just said now, he might want to have Jackson, because I see Jackson as a Thierry Henry when Thierry Henry started. I think I've mentioned that before. So he can play for one side of the stop. Then, what's the name? Crystal can play on the other side. Then Palmer is behind them. That's going to be deadly. It's going to be a deadly strike force, however you look at it. Then Madueke or Stanley can come in. They want to go to the wing to stretch the game once they are winning. Do you understand what I'm saying? But my take is in the midfield. I know he would never play Enzo, Casedio, and this guy. And what's his name again? Levi together ever again. Yesterday's last game showed it. Enzo cannot work as a midfielder winger. He cannot play that. Enzo needs to be at the center to be able to do the damage he can do with his long distance passing. But we now see that Levi can do the same thing as well. My problem with Enzo playing deep midfield is because he cannot defend. People go past him as if he's a woman, he's not there. He cannot defend. He's got the area of spread passes, but he cannot defend. For you to play in that deep role, you've got to be able to defend first. Then the spread of passes is extra, which Levi is doing much better than him. So I see him sitting on the bench. Then he would only come in when we are winning games and we want to play on counter attacks.
All right.
That's when he will come in. I don't see him playing regularly any longer. I don't see him. Except Levi has injury alone. That's when he will probably not play. But with what Levi has done now, for me, him is one of our starting 11. First week, Madueke will probably be on the starting 11. Stan will probably be on the starting 11. And Palmer will probably be in the starting 11. I think Gay will probably be in the starting 11 because Jackson is not fit.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you, Mr. Shagun. Mr. Shagun,
Yes, sir.
Now we are diving into another issue, Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Shegun.
Okay, sir.
I believe that all of us we watched the last match. I
Yeah.
believe that we all watched the last match, and well, that's what I want us to talk about before we leave. Uh, what did you notice that worked in the last match, and what did you notice that didn't work well last match? Mr. Shagun, over to you.
Okay. The the game against Man City ended
Yeah,
in 40, right?
yeah.
Well, as for me, I observed that the guys are not used to that formation, or the it's not a formation actually. Let me say the style of the football that the coach is trying to teach them. But I believe something that the guys are all professionals and they should all know that uh, to every system they should. It's just like saying I'm a medical doctor. I'm a general medical doctor now. So they now employ me into a particular hospital now. They are saying these are my, the fact that I have studied medicine does not mean that they will not teach me the job ethics or how it is being done in a particular hospital. It's not the same thing. So I believe that the guys are professional, get used quickly to for that match. What I observe is that I observe the turnover is not well done. The guys don't really know how to turn over yet. If you remember when Pep Guardiola first started in 2016, then they used to make so many mistakes. We can't find you on the screen again, doctor.
I'm here.
Okay. So they used to struggle with that possessive style of football. So now, analyzing that match, let me just talk straight to the point. Analyzing that match, it's observed that number one, the turnover between the central midfield position and the defender, there are too many casualties, or there are too. Let me use the word. The guys were too casual. Now, the first 5 minutes, there were many errors, and those errors led to goal. The first goal was as the result of the fact that Kowi was too far from his colleague, which is Tosin Adarabioyo. So they are far from each other too much, and there is no positional awareness. That positional awareness in the sense that uh Tosin, that is where you are. The pass should be accurate to you. Sanchez, that is where you are. So those 5 minutes error has already killed the morale. So due to that 5 minutes error, it was so quick to judge if the formation was actually right or not.
Mm,
Because
mm.
thinking that Nkiku striking is not the best. I don't see Nkuku as a striker, to be very honest. I see Nkuku as a supporting striker, or either I think I said it in the last forum that we did, that the basic thing the coach wants to teach and the basic style and tactics he wants to use is seem very very similar to that of what he has been using. It is all about it is still 4-3-3. Do you get me, sir? It is still 4-3-3, but the three in the middle,
Mm.
there will be someone like a defensive midfielder and a right-footed eight and the left-footed eight. So there'll be two people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
defensive midfielder will be assisted by one of the inverted right or left back. So by the time one of the right or left back comes to the center, to the defensive midfield, there
Mm.
will now be three people at the back. So in that match, it was Gusto that was performing the inverted role, while James and the other two central backs were staying at the back. But unfortunately, due to the fast or due to the 5 minutes error, there was already a kind of demoralized team. The team has been demoralized. There is no team in the world that will concede 5 minute 2 goals. That you will. It is not very easy. Let's
No, you'll be demoralized.
you will
You'll
be
be demoralized.
demoralized. So that match is so difficult to really analyze. And that I don't want to individualize the error that these are the people that are causing error. It is still due to the fact that the system is new. And like I said, in that match, let me just brief my let me in a nutshell. In that match, me, I will look at the positive part of it. We still possessed in the match. We created so many chances, but we couldn't convert our chances. But Gusso was the one doing the inverted assignment. So James, the James I see, to be very honest, James was dribbled very well in that match. Oh, yeah, I think that James is putting on weight.
Yeah.
James is becoming heavier. He doesn't run. The old James, when he makes error, he will run to cover himself up. But that is very unlikely in that particular match.
I
James
think
was
Mr. Emmanuel said something about why he was just trying to be dormant. He was afraid of injury. I think
that.
Mr. Emmanuel said something earlier about it.
mm, that is a
Yeah.
possibility. Let me just conclude in 60 seconds so that person can talk. I'm still talking about that match. So that
Yeah.
match, good
You were
so
talking about James. James.
yeah.
And
I'm
I
talking
was there.
about James. No, I want to quickly talk about the defense. When I talk about
Okay.
defense and the strike, then another person
Okay.
will talk. So
All
talking
right.
about James, I observed James was heavy. Physically, I saw him. He looks so physically unprepared. That's the truth. He doesn't really appear to be prepared. He got approached and got dribbled very well. So, and thank God he was not even because for him to combine the struggling of being dribbled to an inversion assignment, he will have fumbled more. So Gosso coming to invert with Lavia. Caicedo looks very, very technically bankrupt in that match. He he looks very, very, very confused. That what are we playing? What system is this? Do
Baba
you understand?
ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ìyàwó ni. Baba ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe ìyàwó ni.
Yeah, so he coming for the first time playing that match. He was, mentally, he was not mentally ready for that match, and he didn't really understand what are we. And to be very honest, we need to be very careful so that we know we have two more matches before the deal day, before the match. So
Yeah.
I believe that the coach is going to increase his awareness and preparedness. So now talking about the midfield, Lavia is outstanding. I have no any complaint about Lavia. Lavia doesn't play like someone that didn't play for the whole year. He played very well. He doesn't. He's very very creative. I told some people that when Lavia is fit and play like our first 10 match, he tried to play like 6-7. He start like 6-7. I said, you people will forget that somebody was bearing Gallagher. See, is he not Chelsea fan? This Gallagher, you are now very soon we forget that as a player. How many people remember as we are talking now? How many people remember Pulisic? How many people remember
They will forget. They will forget.
even Kante? How many people remember Kante again? People will
They still
forget.
remember Kante. They still remember Kante.
You know
They
what
still.
our people do is that when we lose match, our sense will now come back. Oh, there is a player called Kante. So now talking about the midfield, Lavia is okay, and Enzo is not a player that can play in that position they gave him. That is the truth. I hope the coach is seeing it, and I hope the coach is going to make a very bold decision very soon. Enzo should not be. Enzo was given a function of the right eight, while Caicedo was given the function of the left eight. Now, talking about the attack, for me to conclude now, the
Yeah.
attack, W All was playing the left wing, which is wrong too. And Modric, ah, you see, Modric should be very careful because I don't think he's ready. That's not. He doesn't really seems to know the kind of club he's playing for. And like I said in the last match, I said Modric has been psychologically affected with being hijacked from Arsenal. Modric was ready to play for Arsenal, then we hijacked him. Lastly, Nkuku should not strike for us, please. Next match, Nkuku is not a striker. Forget about utility or no utility. Nkuku will always struggle in striking position. Thank you. Let another person.
Thank you, Mr. Shegun. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. I know you have a few things to say.
For me, one of the things I've always said, and Mr. Shegun probably might not agree with what I'm going to say now. If you run a football club, I think I said this in one of our discussions in the past. You need to have a philosophy. You need to have an ideology of how you want to play. And if you see Liverpool, Liverpool plays in a certain way. When they are going to get a manager, they get a manager that identifies and recognizes that philosophy, that ideology they have as Liverpool Football Club. That is what Chelsea never did in Abramovich era. But these new guys, because they are analytically based in how they want to run their football business, right? They've now seen the belief in having an ideology. And that's why you've seen that they've gone for the guys who are going to implement that philosophy. One of the reasons why we got rid of Pochettino was the new director, the co-directors of football we brought in, they've all concluded that we want to play possessive-based football. Yep. We do not want to play counter-attacking football, which is Poch's strength. Run, walk. They don't want that. We want to play football as a team where we hold on to the ball and play. And remember, I said this in the last stuff. My son, when he used to play, I used to tell him, no team can hurt you if they do not have that ball. You have to have the ball in your possession for you to be able to hurt your opponent. So if you are the one in possession of the ball, they cannot hurt you. So having said that, that is what my guy, Maraska, is trying to play. That's what all the players are able to sign to. You can see, because they are not used to it, 2-3 weeks is still too early to expect them to grab it. But a lot of the players are trying to impress the managers. From what I saw in that game against, we saw them do it very well against Americana. But they did it very well against Americana because they were not closed down at speed. Can you see? They have enough time on the ball to be able to do something with it. But when we played Man City, the forward line of Man City, I said this, they're psychologically told, these guys are not used to it yet. We've been doing this for 5 years, 6 years of PEEP. They are still just learning what we have learned in 6 years. Let's close them down. So you can see how they panicked when they had the ball. They didn't have time to think. And that's the Premiership for you. They don't let you dwell on the ball. People close mark you quickly. So they made those mistakes, which is natural. It's going to happen. But as confidence grows, mistakes are going to be less. But one thing I found strange with the mistake they made, if you look at each of the mistakes they made, they were giving balls to players that were already tightly marked. Look at the Casado's one. Naturally, James should not have given him that ball. James should have passed somebody else. James should have gone to find the inverted fullback in Gusto or take it back to the goalkeeper. But he chose to find Casado in the middle, trusting Casado will be able to shoot the ball and hold on to the ball. It's never easy for a player who is just playing his first starting game. Casado should not have started that game because it was his first match. He would have been better off being brought in. So that is that with the mistake. And I've always said the transitioning is not always going to be easy if you are playing possessive play football. If there is no movement, you need a lot of movement. If players don't free themselves, the person who has the ball will not have all the whole time to find you. Players need to feel themselves, and the only way you free yourself is by moving. So when they were static in the early stage of the game, they didn't see the need to move. That's why they lost possession. And if you see, the same thing happened in the second half. When the second half started, they haven't gotten into the groove of movement. So they were losing the ball quite easily. But I'm sure he's going to address that as time goes on. And I was glad the 4 goals Man City scored was not because they played tip-tap. And like Mr. Shegun said, we had more possession than them, which is a good plus. You never have more possession than Man City. It's hard. So that shows that, yes, the possession play is now being taken on board by the players. But for me, it's not about possession alone. Are you making attacking pass, not defensive pass? I don't care how long you have possession. If you are always going backward, those possessions don't count for me. If I am the coach, I want to see how many times you make a forward pass. So I'm not going to talk about individual players, but I'm going to pick certain players who were out of sorts. Tosin made a mistake. That one is forgiven. Like you rightly said, it looks as if our captain Reeves is not comfortable when he doesn't have that freedom to go forward.
Yes.
He's not comfortable. He wants to be part of the attacking play. And that's when you get the best out of him. Watch Real Madrid, Chelsea. The way that guy is the only defender that's been able to silence this Brazilian guy ever. And the guy, after the game, he tweeted, praised him. Because nobody keeps him quiet. That is the risk I know. He's the best man marker when it comes to football. But at the same time, let him look good as well. Let him be able to go forward. But he couldn't go forward because why? He wasn't getting that proper support from Enzo. Unlike against Americana, he went forward as much as possible because the midfielder in front of him was giving him that cover. So it's all intelligent play, which is what I said. You've got to be intelligent as a player. When you know you don't have cover, don't be stupid going forward because you're going to expose your team. So you're going to stay back. Right? Enzo, like Shegun said, is not a right-sided midfielder. And when you look at the tactics Shegun mentioned, I totally agree with him. If you're going to play a right-side midfielder, you're also a winger. That's what fans don't know. And that's why I think we miss out on Olise on that right side, and we miss out on this guy, his colleague, Eze, on the left side. They are the best. But I have seen this guy Chelsea is looking to use to replace Gallagher, this Celtic guy. He plays on that right side, and he's really, really good. He's like Kieran Dusbiol, right? They understand it. So you're not just a midfielder, but you also require to play as a winger. You saw the goal Dusbiol, Karen created for Gay. That was him playing as a winger.
Yeah, he pulled out.
Yeah. So, but I'm able to give all this analysis because I was a football agent. I watched these things. So it's not just you playing as a midfielder on that right side or that left side of the midfield in the three. You got to be able to play as a winger, which is why Maraska said that he needs players who can do multiple things.
Yeah.
Right? So Enzo could not do it. That's why Enzo looked like a passenger, because Enzo wants to sit in the center and be bringing out deep passes. And I said he can't do that role. Not in the Premiership. Maybe Italian football, the way Argentinians play national team, is good and fine for it. But in the Premiership, no. If you're going to play deep, you have to have that work rate.
Yeah.
And look at the players who have played as right-sided or left-sided midfielder for Chelsea. Our Brazilian guy, Ramirez.
Ramirez.
Yeah, you see him. He's up and down, up and down. He can even score goals for you regularly. They expect you to score when you are playing that role. And that's why I say Kieran Dusbiol starting for us, because we don't have anybody on that side. Yeah, and that is where Eze would have played, on that left side. But he's coming. But at the same time, he's supposed to come and support the center guy, your holding midfield player, once in a while. So the guy who is playing forward on that side does not really need to be in your front of your yard coming to defend for you guys. Because once you win that ball, you want to release them. And that's how Lever was able to do to release this guy, Madueke, for Stanley's goal. So all these things work together, but fans sometimes don't get it. They think Enzo has to play. But where do you want to put him in the way the team wants to play is the question they need to ask. So Enzo did not play well. Let's not talk about Modric. Modric, for me, they need to sell him. If they're not ready to sell him, loan him. He's had 1.5 years or 2 years now, or 2.5 years. I can't remember.
My brother, sorry to cut you short. I got to. Do you know that Gui guy, that guy that just came, that guy is more ready than Modric. That Gui, that
Yes.
striker, that
We
guy
bought him from
more ready than,
Barcelona.
yeah.
He came from
Now
Barcelona. Yeah, you can see the sharpness. You can see the sharpness. Modric, for me, I don't really see the talent. If you saw one move he had, one-on-one, he plays football, he doesn't raise his head to
At
see what's
all.
in front of him.
At all.
And you cannot be a footballer when you cannot control this your neck like this all the time. You got to be able to be looking, and you are not losing sight of the ball at the same time. But he just seems to run until he runs into something. You can't play that. And I think Modric is also very good, right? When he has so much room to operate in the center. So you see every time when he gets the ball, he's always wanting to come to the center. But that is not his role when you're playing forward. You're supposed to be able to go in as a winger. If you're going to come to the center, be rest assured that your center, your striker is going to take your place in that other side that you're vacating. But he doesn't understand that. So he's always running to people. For me, I think he should go away on loan. Go and build his confidence. Because nobody's going to buy him right now. Me, I'm not going to lie. If I get £1, I'm not going to buy him. I will put that £1 somewhere else. Nobody's going to buy him right now because he has not really played his best football.
On the right flank, in the last game that we played, they gave him one pass and he controlled that pass. He chested that ball. He chested that ball down. And if he, instead for him to look at the opponent, he just looked down and gave the ball away.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
He gave the ball. I was just doing like this. What is this? And he did that. He committed that kind of errors for like 4 times.
Yeah.
I said, this man just need rest. Maybe they should loan him.
They need to loan. Nobody's going to buy him. So the only thing that's available is loan him. Give that young kid an opportunity, right? At least we've seen glimpses of him to build. Let him learn properly. Because we've seen Stanley coming now. Stanley is coming at second half and is influencing the game. Those are the kind of players we want on the bench, that they can come in and influence the game. Not you start, you can't influence. You come in, you can't influence. What at least now we've seen Noni Madueke now being brought in and is able to influence the game. Yes, even though I know it's not a finished article yet.
Yeah,
but I know you guys commented about when Nani comes, whether it's selfishness will continue. Trust me, if Osimhen is the one who is coming, Osimhen magbauriefu.
Yeah. Osimhen will shout. Osimhen
magbauriefu. Where are you coming from? You cannot shine without me shining. Now both of us are going to shine together.
Mr. Emmanuel, sorry to cut you short. I am personally not Osimhen fan because of his attitude. But to be very honest with you, having Osimhen in our team is going to even mentally and psychologically boost our fan confidence.
Yes.
Mr. Benga, did you hear what Mr. Shegun said about Osimhen's attitude? Did we not talk about that extensively?
We did.
Was Mr. Shegun here when I said that when Osimhen comes into Chelsea, he said no cool. Now England did they come? No, be fair. Everybody na star. When they play for Leeds, Napoli, well, England, everybody too na star. Even the boy where you play ball pass, they make money pass you.
Yeah.
Nobody go tell you, you go bring your head down.
Yeah.
If you don't bring your head down, you go join the ranks of people where say they buy for expensive player after one season. You don't finish. Look at the guy that went to Arsenal. This was this Senegalese player that came from France that they paid a lot of money for.
Is it Pepe?
Pepe.
Thank you. God bless you. Damn, you don't bring your head down now. Waiting happen to your career. You finished. Pepe is not playing where? Is this Turkish league is playing? I can't even remember.
Yeah. He went to
I'm thinking how good that guy was.
He was
because
very good.
His attitude. And we talked about Osimhen's attitude. If he doesn't have the right people when he comes in, just it's a waste away and you.
Mr. Emmanuel, Pepe you mentioned now make me to remember something. You see, you said something which is very, very which I rightly support and very, very sensible and very sensitive. You see, you talk about the tradition of each club, that every club needs to have a tradition. that Liverpool has a tradition. You know, today I was somewhere today. We are arguing something, not actually arguing, we are analyzing something that Liverpool new coach Slot did not buy any player, and he has
No.
beaten like 2-3 matches. That's very strong matches. I now said, I said something, sir. I agree with what you say about having an identified tactics. Do you know what? Liverpool new coach is taking over from a coach that
Klopp.
stabilized the team. It's
Mm.
different from you taking over from a confused coach. You know, this new coach, this our
Ah!
Maresca is taking over from a very very technically confused Pochettino, because Pochettino was confused. I watched some of our match live last season in Stamford Bridge, and looking at him, you will know that hey, this man doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know. He got confused a lot before he could get his formation. The first 3, 4, 5, 6 matches that we played, he couldn't get this line up. He was just, there was a time he was using Kowi as left back. One of our weakest defender is Kowi, because the way they will dribble Kowi, even you, your fan, you might want to off your TV. Like, what is this?
See, I've always said something. I think I said this in one of our conversations. A player is as good as what a manager gets out of him. And I've said a team that wins on the day is a team where a manager has been able to get the most out of the 11 players on the pitch over 100 minutes. That's the team that wins the game. And it's a clear formula. If you can get the most out of those 11 players over that 90 minutes or 900 minutes period, you win. It's simple. But you cannot play a player that you're not playing to his strengths, right? You're playing Kowi, like you said, on the left back. Kowi is not a left back player.
Yes.
Chloe is
Has
better playing on the
affected him.
left side of the central defense. Because when you play left back, left winger, right? Anything left, you are thinking with only half of your brain. And that's what, I said I play right back. People do not get it. Because your balance is not supported by your whole brain structure. It's only one side of your brain that you're going to be using to think. It's only one side of your brain you're going to be using, because you're already half of the pitch. The other half is outside the pitch. It's only half that's inside the pitch. But people don't understand this psychology. It's a tough job as a player to play on the left side. But players who play on the center, they have the whole brain to work with. So it's much easier for them. So I know you're laughing, Mr. Shegun. So for me, Cowell is not a bad player. He's a good player, but he has not been used properly. He has not been used properly. But one thing I think Chelsea has for the first time now is, apart from Baba Shields, and I haven't seen a lot of Alexi, right? We want to have players who can play out. We've seen Tosin do it quite a lot in this preseason. Players who can spray pass. There was one pass Tosin brought out against Man City, straight to the forward line. Set player for, and I think I'm against Americana as well, which was the one Bojan shielded, and this guy running. Those are the kind of players we want that can turn defense to attack straight away, not just necessarily tip tap, tip tap, tip tap. Because when you catch opponents unawares with your pass, that's when you're likely to score. Opponents concede a goal, that fraction of a second they lose the ball, because before they organize themselves again, you're gone. But if you don't have players who are intelligent with the ball, you just see them distributing the ball back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, something like that. But for me, I think the team is gradually building. Like you rightly said, we've always had confused managers up to Pochettino. Now the club has agreed on a playing philosophy. Hopefully, they will give this guy time, let him build his team. And the next coach they are coming, okay, look at now, the kid they sent to Strasbourg, this boy, this former Hall manager, they sent to Strasbourg to go and run the team, where they took over from Patrick Vieira. Our sister club in Ligue 1 in France, Strasbourg. This guy who plays possessive football, right? So you can see they are trying to groom him, right? To go and do That kind of thing. So when players are coming from there, look at the guys they brought into our development team, our under 19 and our Premier League team, U team. There's another person that plays possessive football. They got him from, was it Portugal? They got the guy from, right? These guys are coming because Chelsea is paying them better money than what the clubs they are in are paying them. So you can see they are beginning to slowly build it. I don't know whether that Chelsea club owner reads my tweet, Mr. Gbenga, because these are the things I say about, and they are beginning to get it. You can't just play football without an identity. Even as an individual, you must have an identity.
I'm enjoying
Huh?
I'm enjoying
You must have an identity. You must have an identity. So no matter what your identity is, stick to it. No matter, and that's what Liverpool over the years have done very, very well.
That is the reason Liverpool. That is the reason Man U has been struggling.
Yes, they didn't have an identity.
Man U are in the wilderness. They forgot their identity.
No. They lost their identity the moment Sir Alex Ferguson left.
And they are unable to replace him.
They've not been able to replace him.
Do you know one of the problems they had? They went to hire Mourinho. Mourinho is one of the problems that team has. Was
it only Mourinho? Was it only Mourinho?
I don't think it's Mourinho. Mourinho met problem. Mourinho met problem.
He met the problem. Now the whole team was in disarray when he met them.
Create more problem than the solutions for you. He will give you some solution. He can come and give you Carling Cup.
No, if you go by the interview that Mourinho gave before he left, he said that I'm not the problem, that the management is the problem, that you will get to know when I leave. That
and he was right. He was vindicated.
He was right.
He was vindicated. He was vindicated by other managers. Other managers said the same thing.
Mourinho is a psychologist anyway. He read people mind. He read a lot. He's a psychologist.
So he said, "You will not value me now by the time I leave." He told them, he said, "I'm not the problem. That the problem, if they can overhaul the management of Man U, there will be a way." But they saw him as a problem and he left, and the problem continues. You could see now. So I don't think, Mr. Jagun, I don't agree with you that Mourinho was their problem.
No, just leave Man U. Because what I see is that, to be very honest with you, sir, the top 4 next season, if anybody will have me to ask, I know Man U, I know on paper, Man City and Arsenal looks like they are 2 teams that are automatic in the top 4. And the other 2 teams, I don't see any reason why Chelsea will not be in top 4 next season. I know, we are learning the tactics, we are learning the style. Those guys will get used to it because it's an easy style. We are not going to be playing Man City every match. That is a style that can win you about 60% of matches. And once you are able to win about 60 to 65% of your matches, you should be able to be in top 4. 65% of 38 matches. That is, if you are able to win that gives you like 71 points or 72. So with 72, 71, you should be able to be very close to top 4. If not that we drew some matches last season, we should be in top 4.
Yeah, we should have been in top 4. And like you said, it took Pochettino so long to even understand what he wants to play. If it wasn't for the fans who were shouting, "Do this, do this, do this," that man no get direction.
He lost it.
It was the fans. And his excuse was injury, this. When the fans are telling him what to do, and he was not doing it until when he realized that he's going to lose his job. This thing.
Bro, Manuel, one of the mistakes that Pochettino made, one of the most identified mistake he made last season, apart from the fact that he played people out of their position, playing Enzo, Caicedo, and Gallagher together. It was calamitous. There was a day I was shouting in stuff. Oh, God, change this thing. My voice cannot reach them down there. Why are you playing these 3 people together? They cannot play together. And I pray Maresca will not make the same mistake. Don't play Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo. Don't play
he's not going to do that mistake. He's not going to. He's not going to do the mistake at all. Are you sure? No, he's not going to do the mistake. He's not going to do it. He's in the first game.
Italians are mafias.
Italians are mafias, but they also know what is good for them.
Yeah.
They always know what is good for them. Every Italian coach has succeeded in the English game because once they see something is wrong, they fix it. They don't care whether you are the superstar. They will fix it because they are the only one who have that mentality. They don't care if they have to lose their job. And that's what you don't get. You only get that from a lot of foreign coaches. And if you see the Premiership now, they are all going for foreign coaches. And it's the reason being is that they are tired of their own, because most of the time their own just want to dance to the tune of the owners. That's the problem with them. If you're in England, you will see that a lot of clubs are now going. The clubs that are still keeping on to the English coaches are the bottom percentile of the league clubs. The ones coming from Championship, they are the ones still holding on to English players. Over time, I think most of them are they're not going to rely on them any longer, because it's not about, if you don't win, at least play decent football. And that's what the fans want. Play decent football. We talked about Gallagher here the other time. I told them that Gallagher no go last. People say I lie. I say yes. Sometimes you need the kind of Gallagher in your team, but at least today now I have heard that they told Gallagher to his face, he's a squad player.
Boy.
No, look yourself as superstar. You are a squad player. And once a club tells you, and I'm glad the new owners have structured Chelsea in a different way. Who are the stars? Who are the first teamers? And who are the squad players? You who are a squad player, you cannot earn the same amount as a first teamer. You have to earn it to become there. And the way you earn it is to unseat somebody. That should be the mentality. When you unseat somebody, will pay you your right to be there. That person that was there before will now become a squad player. When that battle and competition is there, no problem. Gallagher is just energy. I've seen the likes of Gallagher from street football in England. It's power, run.
Mr. Emmanuel, sorry to cut you short, sir. You see what you are saying now? Very, very few Chelsea fans accept this fact. I have a forum, I have a WhatsApp forum. In fact, I will screen watch this thing we are discussing now and try and send it to them. Everything you said, because it has become a serious pandemonium in that forum that people keep on saying, this is our second best player, this is our best player, this is this, this is that.
Mr. Shegun, let me tell you what you should say to them. Yes, I get the statistics. The statistics are proven. It's scientifically proven. What do you expect from a player that has high energy level, right? Who runs more than anybody, not to get that statistics? That's what you should tell them. Because he has that high energy level, he's on the pitch for a very longer time. You see the statistics would match. Go on. That's what you should tell them. So
you're
they
welcome.
get about the number of goals he scores, the conversion he has, the number of these interception he makes. Of course, you would do that. But let them compare Gallagher to Kante, who has the same amount of high energy level, who was not only winning balls, but also taking on players. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And also scoring beautiful goals. So that's the level you compare. But do we have that from Gallagher? Gallagher cannot pass ball to his teammates. He cannot give you a defense splitting passes. Come on. Technically, he's not there. For me, would you go for the energy before the technicality? No. I'll go for the technicality first before the energy.
Mr. Emmanuel, for Southgate to conclude that Kobe Mino should start ahead of Gallagher says it all. Let's be honest to ourselves. Let's be very honest to ourselves. This guy is not technical. He's shield. Now he's Atletico. Now look at the teams that are looking for Gallagher. Atletico Madrid, because of the style of football they are playing. I mean, you have to run. You run at the end of the day, and let's forget Gallagher. Let's just think about. Dr. Benga, before you go ahead, I will soon be going because I'm going for a night shift by 6 o'clock.
All right.
I'm going by 6 o'clock, but by in 10 minutes I have to leave to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say everything you want to say before you go.
No, I want you to. I want to. There is something that is giving me. It's not actually giving me a headache, but our team is too super saturated. We are too many. There are too. Those players are many. How are we going to
Okay.
cut them
Okay.
down?
Thank you for that question. I think if I could recall what the coach said, Maresca, last week, when he was asked about maybe
The size of the team.
yes, uh, and I know the journalists were trying to ask him uh, who are the players in your first 11 team. So, and what he technically said was that this is preseason moment, and preseason is to prepare players. That he wouldn't talk about his first team until the end of the preseason. So, from that statement, I could deduce the fact that he's actually keeping an eye on all these players, having his own, maybe he has his own subcommittee who is looking into the player that will fall into his own 11-man squad. So this is the time for him to really know who is going to be the central midfielder, who is going to, so he will have like maybe like his own main first team, and also the alternative uh uh players that are going to be that is going to be using for the subbing. For now, I think maybe I would say it's too early to say that okay, this is the 11-man team. But I think what he's doing now is to trim the squad, because there are some people who are not going to be favored. Broja is going. I'm very sure Broja is going. If he's not going to be sold, he's going to be loaned out. I think Madueke is trying to prove everybody wrong.
Madeko is in the squad. Madeko is in the squad.
Madueke is
Unbelievably, whether we like it or not, he's in the squad.
he's trying
He,
to prove
yeah, no, but
everybody wrong.
if you see all the videos and the pictures that are coming out,
Yes,
right?
yes.
If your coach does not like you, coach no go they talk to you all the time.
Of course now. Of
No
course,
go they talk to you all the time. So I can
of
see
course.
that he likes Madwekwe, he likes Stanley. Those guys will fit into his formation. They might
Yeah,
just be squad players, right?
Yeah.
But his starting 11, he already has an idea of what he wants. But the ones he's going to be using as backup, he wants them to be able to be up there if he calls upon them to come in. And I think he
yeah,
tested Madueke against Man City to say, okay, fine. If you do not start, let me see how you're going to react. And he reacted very well. And it's the same thing with Stanley. But you see Modric, he's giving Modric starting opportunity. He's told Modric to come in. He has not delivered. It's the same thing with Brojan. He's giving Brojan
Mr.
starting.
Mr.
He's told him
Emmanuel.
to come in. He has not delivered.
Mr.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, sorry to cut you short, sir. Doctor, then I would like to hear bro talk arena too. But wait a minute, Mr. Emmanuel, I want to say something about what you just said now. As regard to Modric. Do you know the reason why he put Modric in right wing last match? Because
His ability, isn't it?
what is being said is that Modric doesn't get ball in the left wing. Let us put him in the right wing where he will be getting ball. Now he doesn't know what to use the ball for. Sometimes Modric will not think until the ball gets to his leg. When the ball gets to his leg, that what will I do? Sometimes we dribble,
yeah,
you be dribbling yourself. Nobody is there. What is wrong with Modric?
yeah.
If Desabi,
Mr.
if it was Desabi that we employed, maybe it would have been.
Mr. Sports Arena, I'm looking for. It's over to you. We have been discussing about Osimhen. We have discussed about Kalaga. We have discussed about this guy that I think Chelsea has completed the transfer now. That's Samu Amorio. But I'm hearing it now from some people in the comment section that I think Chelsea has completed
Really?
yes, yes. So
Let me go. Let me go to my transfer win news.
yes, they are saying it. So over to you, Mr. Sport Talk Arena. We are now diving into the issue relating to our last match with against with Manchester City. What and the question I asked, the earlier question I asked that what worked well, what didn't work well. So that's where we are. Over to you.
All all right. Good evening, sir. Good evening, doctor.
Good.
Good evening to everyone in the comment section. Good evening, chat, and good evening, my brother. And the other of my brother who should be preparing for his shift. Good evening, also. Well, let me quickly start from the aspect of our last match. Honestly, I don't want to sound rude, but personally, I feel anyone who expected more from Chelsea against Pep Guardiola for the first time, then that person must be a joker. I did a video about that a few hours ago because, see, before the match, I know it's just the preseason, but we all should have known that there is no way possible Chelsea, Mr. Enzo Maresca Chelsea would get the best out of Pep Guardiola for the first time. If for any reason, let's forget about the squad that we have. Okay, let's forget about the short amount of time that this coach had with our team. Yeah, if for any reason, for the fact that he is like a boy to Pep Guardiola and is meeting Pep Guardiola for the first time, Pep Guardiola would want to teach him a lesson personally. You understand? Personal. I mean, this is a coach who played championship, coming to face his boss, who has been coaching Manchester City for more than 3 seasons, who has lost a Champions League final with Manchester City, who had also won the Champions League with Manchester City. Come on now, in fact, we should be happy it was not even 6-7-0.
Whoa!
Honestly, we should be happy.
Another Nigerian is going to Newcastle.
Who is
You
that?
understand? So
Osula.
Okay. All right.
He used to play for Sheffield Wednesday.
All right.
20
so
million.
personally for me, I was not expecting anything, anything less. I was focusing more on the gameplay. You understand? And second half, the introduction of Sterling and Madueke, they really performed well. You understand? And during the post-match press or interview, they were putting some blames on the pitch. For me, that's just an excuse. These guys were better than us in any case. In any case, they were better than us. First half. So for me, I will not conclude on the ability of Enzo Maresca by the performance against Manchester City. Personally, I will not conclude on his ability. And I feel even our first match against Manchester City, make we just prepare ourselves. You understand? Because Pep Guardiola will not want to lose that match against Enzo Maresca. Being the first game, he will not want to. If we can get a draw, fine. If we get a lose, let's accept it with positive signs in any case. So that is for me. That is my own opinion.
We are winning Man City, my brother.
Okay, no problem. I want us to win in any case. I want us to win. Well, make sure you eat before you watch the match in any case.
I'm watching it live. I'm watching it live. I'll be in London.
Okay, you'll be in London.
Yeah, I'm going to London next week. When is my ticket? When is my ticket, Seth? 12.
Then the aspect of our players, the aspect of the number of our players being too saturated, personally, I'm having, it's kind of worrisome because when you have too many players, it brings a selection headache. You understand? So for me, these players are too many. What are the basis of signing players? What are the basis? What are like, for example, this guy now that you're talking about, Samu Omorodion, I don't understand. A player that managed 9 or 8 goals in 35 to 36 games. So why are we signing him? And you want to spend for over 40 million on such a player? Why? Like, what are the basis of getting him? Are you signing to loan him or what? I don't understand. I personally will say, let us take the risk of introducing Victor Osimhen into the team, because we already know the capability of Victor Osimhen. He proved himself in one of the toughest leagues in the world. And he's a Africa Player of the Year. So what's the worst scenario that can come can come from Victor Osimhen? Probably too much pressure. And we know this guy can handle pressure like beans of cake. You understand? So for me, I will even want us not to focus on Samu Omorodion Samu Omorodion. Let's focus more on the channel, the energy to get Victor Osimhen, because Victor Osimhen will make the competition between our front line even more. That is for the too many saturated players in any case. And Madueke, the fact is, I feel there is a kind of connection or synergy between Madueke and Enzo Maresca. But the ball now is on the court of Madueke, because believe it or not, whether they like you or not, if you don't perform your duty as a player, if you keep on, making unnecessary errors in terms of you don't know when to pass your ball, you don't know when to be selfish, then it will get to a point the coach will drop you. And I believe before our last match,
later, I need to go and prepare for work later.
All right, Mr. Shegu,
sir.
thank you so much. God bless you.
So I believe Madueke need to step up, especially his decision making. He should be quick in terms of making decisions, because so many a time you see a player is open for him. All he needs to do is to pass the ball. But at the end of the day, he just wants to try everything himself, and it's 0 attempt in any case. And I feel he's over trying to prove himself. And because of that, it looks like he's playing with anger. It is Chelsea team is not a one-man team in any case. You need to build a unified team. The coach needs to build a unified team, which means all players need to play in unison, or they need to be in unison. But when you're like in the Man City game, there were moments where the guy was just furious for no reason. I don't understand. Why are you furious? We know you're trying to prove yourself, but you don't need to be furious. You don't need to overdo it. So I feel he really needs to, step in, improve in that areas in terms of his decision making. Then Gallagher issue. Well, our brother, Mr. Emmanuel, have said everything about Gallagher. I believe the only positive side of Gallagher, is that Gallagher would, the strength, number one, and he would have been a role model for many academic players, in quote, a role model, because this academic player will look up to him and say, well, if Gallagher can do it, we can do it. You understand? Because
but you already Gallagher, have other players there who can do it. You have Rhys James, you have George that is coming.
You have
other players who can still act as those role models.
Yeah, the thing is, when academic players begin to leave the team, it's for example, Messi Mount's issues, Gallagher issues, Tomori, this guy in AC Milan, let's not forget him also, Tomori. If things like this begin to happen, you see this these other guys coming up will not be so confident in any case. And let's not forget that it was recently during Frank Lampard that these academic guys begin to break through into the squad. You understand? Other coaches don't even
the only reason why most of them broke through, sir, is because there was that embargo that we could not sign players.
True.
So for me, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm blue blood to the core, right? I've always said I'm in a business to make profit.
forget football is a business, right? If you're going to bring players that are better than our academy players, my hands is up. I'm all for it. Mr. Dr. Benga, are you not going to accept that?
Of
My
course
only
now.
problem is if they are not better than what we have, that's when I have issues with the owner. They have to make money. And these guys, if you see their business strategy, is to develop good players, right? Keep them. If they find better players that are cheaper, right? They're going to get better players that are cheaper, that are still sellable in the future. I think I said this on this stuff. My first degree program, I wrote about, my dissertation was on football business. So I understand all the logic, all the permutation that is required. They are doing the right thing, because at the end of the day, we do not want Chelsea Football Club to be extinct.
Yeah, we know, sir. We know they are doing the right thing in any case. Yeah, let's not forget. I'm only saying this is the positive side, the only positive side. What, why Gallagher will be missed in any case. You understand that part. But in terms of the business idea for our new owners, I am saying that it is very worrisome to me, because if you are buying experience, not just young players, but you are also including experience into the team, it will not be a problem. For example, this I don't know, except Dr. Benga can convince me about this Samu Omorodion, because I don't know. I even tried to look at his highlights. I tried to look at his highlight. I think his total highlight was not even up to 5 minutes. So I don't understand.
Yeah.
Do you want to, sorry, what's the basis?
Can I explain to you, Mr. Dr. Bueno? Let me help this.
Okay,
let me help
go
this
ahead.
gentleman.
Go for it.
Yeah?
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, the owners of Chelsea, Todd is not here. I'm speaking for him now. I'm wearing my business hat, my finance head, right? The value of £1 today is not going to be the value of £1 in 5-10 years' time.
Correct.
It's the same thing with players. The value of a product today is not going to be the same value in another 5 years' time. So what Chelsea players are doing is they are accumulating players at a low value today, right? With the expectation that by the time their contract is coming to an end, that is a risk. And every business transaction is a risk. That player at that time, good or bad, if he performs well, the value would have skyrocketed. Even if he does not perform well, the value will still be around what it is they paid for him. That's the strategy they're using. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro?
What if his performance cost us the title?
The performance, he will not cost you the title because he will not be playing. If you have a good manager.
so if he's not playing, if he's not playing and there is no other experienced player who can fill his position, why adding him to the squad before?
There is no guarantee that any player you bring in is going to perform. Nobody knows tomorrow.
No,
you are just trusting them.
Sir, I know there is no guarantee. Yeah, I know there are factors that could affect the performance of a player, but you can bet your life. For example, you can bet your life for a retired commander to lead you to battle than betting on a farmer to lead you to battle.
I get the point you're talking about, experienced players, right? If you look at it from the financial perspective, an experienced player is not going to have that same value. You're looking at future.
What? I don't understand. Do you know how much?
No. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make?
Sir, no. Yeah, I understand you, but sir, do you know how much? Do you know how much is the combined transfer fee of Neymar?
Yeah, 200.
Do you know how much is the combined transfer fee of Cristiano Ronaldo regarding his age?
Well, I tell you what.
Look at this guy. This guy is just Real Madrid just signed Mbappe.
Why has no team bought Neymar? Why did no team buy Cristiano Ronaldo at the peak of his career at 30 something? Because they know there is no forward sales, there's no future sale value. How do you bring a player who is experienced, pay high transfer fee for him, pay him high wages, and you still don't get any transferable returns on him? And he's still not there to guarantee you're going to win Champions League, you're going to win your domestic league. There's no guarantee.
Do you know, sir, wait, sir,
yes.
sir, you're looking this from the I believe, if I don't know you in any case, yeah, because we've actually get to know ourselves through this platform. Thanks to Dr. Sir, we've actually gotten to know ourselves through this platform. If I don't know you before and I see your write-up or probably analysis, I will say you are related to Chelsea owners, and maybe these guys are one of the problems we have in Chelsea. I'm telling you.
Is that the one I just said at the beginning? I said Todd is not here. But I am talking. My career is, you don't know me, but I've introduced myself to everyone in this platform. I am a financial consultant.
Yes, I
deal with money.
know that.
You as a Chelsea fan, you do not want Chelsea to be extinct tomorrow. True or false?
If Chelsea does not win title in the next 5 years, they are already extinct to me. Because
that
then
is
we are
because
not in the
you,
same.
as a fan, you are only supporting us because you are winning. And that's why we say they are fans and they are losing.
Who want to be on the losing side?
Nobody wants to be on the losing side. I agree. Nobody wants. But I can tell you the strategy the owners have now is for longevity and the sustainability of a winning team. I can tell you that for sure.
Then very soon we'll be in the same level with QPR West Ham. That's never going to happen. What's going to happen?
That's never going to happen with the quality of players we've already bought. Look at the players we've bought. I saw that kid from Argentina. That guy needs to be brought to Chelsea's team. I don't care who they have to release. By January, they should bring that guy back. That Argentina kid, that 19-year-old, left, right foot, central defender. The guy is marvelous. Aggression, he's good. Bringing out the ball is good. That player in another 5 years, brother, the 19 million we paid for him now, not being we go pay in another 5 years. In another 5 years, that guy will be worth 60 million.
If he perform well.
No, you've already seen the ability. What I didn't like about the Modric deal was they paid ridiculous amount of money for a player that was not experienced. A player that has not played in any top-ranked team. Ukraine. I go still play. See, I'll be 52 years old now as I did so. If I shave all this white beard finish, I go play for Ukrainian league. Nobody saying as cost. So that's why they saw Modric playing there and they thought he was shining. I cannot accept Modric based on Ukrainian league or 1 or 2 games he did in the Champions League.
But now, do you know if we want to sell Modric now, nobody will buy him.
Buy waiting. I say I don't offer £1.
The value we bought him.
I say I don't offer £1.
It's already
I say I don't offer £1. Those were the early mistakes the owners made. Those were the early mistakes the owners made. They were not smart when they took over the club in the first 12 months. They didn't have a director of football. They didn't have a proper recruitment team. All their bodies who want to launder money were contacting them. God forgive me. I no get back. Don't come and sue me for label. But I know football.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I know football is money laundering as well. In as much that people don't want to believe it, but it is also that as well. And all this laundering goes through agents. So I know a lot of people who wanted to launder money. They did all their laundry and they confused the owners. And before the owners realized it, they saw that they were just spending money anyhow because they made the commitment that they have to put £1 billion investment. That was part of the takeover deal with UK government. 1 billion they have to invest over a period of time. So they achieved the 1 billion now. So nobody can hold them responsible. But we know some of those deals they did in that 1 billion was not worth it. And you can see that some of the players they bought, they're already starting to get rid of them. Because now they have a proper co-director of football. They have a proper recruitment process. They now have the data they need to extract before they say want to buy any player. I get your stuff about experienced players, but experienced players don't come in cheap. They cost a lot more money, right? But like you said, if I was the owner, I would still balance the squad with a few experienced players. And I think that's what one thing Osimhen is going to bring to the team, right?
Yes, sir.
That's one
That's
thing he's
all.
going to
That's
bring to
all.
the team.
That's
I
all.
would have, and you see, we've lost a Silva. I would have thought they would have brought one experienced leg in that defense as well. That's just my take. And another
But
experienced
instead,
leg in the midfield.
now,
3, and that would
instead
have
they
been
want
enough.
to exile what's his name, Jehovah's son, and
Shaluba.
keep this guy. Yeah, they want to exile him and keep this guy, Bangladesh. Oh, Bangladesh.
Badiashile.
That guy. Oh my God, my God.
We all agree.
That
I think they're
guy.
going to sell. I don't think Babashil is going to last till January.
Because I don't. I also share that sentiment as well.
I don't think it's going to last till January. I think I want to believe Maresca has seen enough to know that he's not a Chelsea player.
Yes,
I totally agree with you. He's not a Chelsea player. I've seen his physique, I've seen his stature, I've seen his movement. Everything. He cannot play in that central defense. He cannot. He doesn't have the aggression. He doesn't have the technicality. Even to bring ball out, his positioning, everything is awkward. So I don't see him lasting till January. For me, I don't see him. Cowell is going to be the main place. Vega can play that side as well. So I think he's going to go. I think he's definitely going to go. But unfortunately for Chalobah is going to make raw profit for Chelsea, right? There are too many right-sided players. We did not really need a Tosin, but we've now got a Tosin for free. So they brought him in. So we've lost the experience we would have had in a Chalobah, a Champions League winner. You know, he's been in the club. We're going to lose that, which definitely, I know they want to sell him, because if they don't take you for preseason, that means you're out in the market. It's a given. So if they get 30 million for him, thank God they extended his contract last season. But he's done very well. But you never know. He could come in during the season if they don't sell him this window, and I pray they don't. God has his way of working.
Yeah.
Like he did for him last season.
Yes.
Before they know, he comes in again. He does very well. They might decide to do away with Alex. Because Alex here, for me, he has not really proven himself, even though we got them for cheap. He still hasn't proven himself to really warrant a starting 11. I don't see Alex as starting in the starting 11 anyway. I think he's going to be a squad player as well. I think Tosin's probably going to be the right-sided player, and they probably use Kerwill on the left side.
You guys are not talking about Vega.
And Vega on the left side. Vega is going to be a backup to Kerwill because he has the aggression. But we need height. And Vega has the height as well. So they're not going to be Vega or Kerwill, one of two of them as the starting 11. But I would probably prefer Vega because I haven't seen Kerwill in the form. Vega in the few minutes cameo he's done, he looks good. He looks really, really good. He has the aggression, he has the power, and he takes the play, he can bring back, and he can invert as well. He can also invert as well, from what I can see. The guys in that squad, they haven't understood that inversion role. That's one of the things that is causing that mistake at the back. They haven't understood it. Because if they do understand it, they will be better. Gusto struggled with it, playing from the left, because he's not a naturally left-footed player, right? You don't go and do inversion when you're not in the last third. I think I explained this. Most of the time, they are sitting there waiting for the ball to come to them as they are playing out in transition. No, that's not what inversion is.
It doesn't happen like that. Actually.
It doesn't happen. You need to still stay in your left back position so that you open up the space so that goalkeeper player can find you. And like somebody said, the two center backs are too far apart. So when they lost the ball, it's very difficult for the other center back to cover. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And the reason why they are too far apart is because your guy is doing inversion before he does the inversion. If he was still sitting in the right back and the other center back, when Tosin lost the ball, that's the right center back, was still in the 18 area, he would have been the one closing down the stuff. Then the left back would be covering the position on the other side. but they are not doing the inversion play very, very well. You do the inversion play when you're in the last third of the opposition half towards their 18. Just in case you lose the ball, you try to stop counter-attack play. That's what the inversion is supposed to be for. The guys haven't understood it well, but I hope Maresca.
You see now, even Rhys James is not that aggressive like the way we know
We
him
spoke,
to be.
we spoke about
Because
that
of
as
the
well.
present position. I think just for me to chip in something before I allow you to talk, I want to thank you, Sport Talk Arena, and I also want to thank my brother, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's my bedtime now. I have to
Oh,
go.
okay, no worries, no worries. I understand.
Good night,
You
guys.
be
It's nice
good night,
chatting with all
Good
of you.
night.
good
And
night,
I'll
good
catch up
night.
with you again. Hopefully, after tomorrow's game, we'll talk
Yeah,
again.
by God's grace, by God's
Yeah.
grace.
Good night,
Okay, thank you,
everyone.
Mr.
Good
Emmanuel.
night.
I'll give you
You're
good night, good
welcome.
night. Just a few clarification before we wrap up the session. I want to go back to the issue of investment and the issue of experience that you raise. Unfortunately, I couldn't intervene when both of you were debating it. I couldn't talk. I have to leave. I had to leave both of you to really to really allow the debate to move on. Um, for me, I will be in the middle ground. Middle ground. I will strike a middle ground between investment and what experience. Investment and what paying for experience. I agree with what Mr. Emmanuel said on one hand, and I disagree on the other hand. For me, I believe that everything needs to be balanced. If Chelsea, if the running of Chelsea is so much focusing on investment, there's a problem. There is a problem. And because number one is that is that kind of philosophy is against the Chelsea's ethos. Is against Chelsea ethos. We talk about Liverpool following their tradition, and that's why they are getting it right. You see, they look for the coach that could pursue their tradition, and they grab him. And when they grab him, look at what the coach has done so far. He never even bought any player. That was what he never even bought any player. So he continues the tradition. But there is a kind of mismatch between Chelsea's tradition and Chelsea's ownership now. The current Chelsea owners believe in investment philosophy. So that they believe that to rejuvenate the squad, they need to what? They need to what? To make Chelsea to be a club that is investment led. There will be a problem in that area if there is more emphasis on investment because many Chelsea fans, especially young Chelsea fans who became Chelsea fans in 2004 after Mourinho was hired,
during our glory days,
or what they understand now, those fans, the current Chelsea fans who joined Chelsea in that time, all what they know, they understand. The language they understand is what? Winning trophies.
Winning.
Is winning trophies. So, and in Yoruba, what they used to say that Irakura, that you are buying nonsensical things. When a philosophy is geared towards investment, you won't know when you will buy what you do not need. All in the name of what? Profit making.
Mm.
You will not know the value, I mean the what, the quality of what you are buying. Let me use the word quality. The quality of your
Mm-hmm.
what you are buying. Of course, because you have seen it elsewhere so cheap. So you feel that, oh, if I could buy this item so cheap, I could what sell it. Maybe I could sell it for higher profit. Maybe in the next few years, sometimes if you are not so careful, the item you are bringing in could corrupt the item, the quality you have bought, the few
Sure.
quality you have bought. So I am not against the investment, but if investment should go alongside with experienced players, as you are investing now with okay, this is just a simple analogy. We've just bought uh what is his name, Kuno Kalaga today. We just bought Kuno Kalaga today. And
Sold.
oh, I say bought. So we just sold Kalaga today, and it is
Mm.
official now. It is official. I think it was sold for maybe 40 m, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um,
around that figure.
around that figure. That means Chelsea is what 40 m what richer
Richer.
now. That
Yeah.
that 40 m, I don't know what they want to do with it, but
They've already
we
used
have
it. They've already used it to buy
Samu,
Samuna.
Samu, Samu, Samu. So they reinvested that money on who?
For Samu. Samu.
On Samu. And what does Samu has to offer? So
Nine goals in 37 matches.
we should ask ourselves some questions. What does Samu have to offer? Is Samu even what as good as Nicola Jackson? Samu is just coming from, uh, if I'm right, Samu is coming from Spanish league. Samu has
Yeah.
not played in English Premier League before. You could see how Nicola Jackson even struggled in his own first season in the first
Mm-hmm.
match that he played. So now you are bringing a young guy without English Premier League experience, and that means we need to be patient. We have been hearing that kind that kind of statement for a long time, that we have to be
We're
patient.
patient. We're patient with our coach, new coach, because
Yeah,
he's new.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah,
patient with Samu because he's
yeah.
new.
It's
Then we're
it's
patient
new,
with our owner because they
yeah,
are new.
because they are new. So
Oh,
and
we should change our name to Patient FC now.
so I feel that honestly, I'm not faulting uh I'm not faulting the transfer. I'm not faulting the transfer, but what I'm faulting is that, because why I'm not faulting the transfer? Do you know why I'm not faulting the transfer?
No.
Okay. The reason why I'm not faulting the transfer is that we have a lot of matches to play next season. Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget, Conference League. They they will travel a lot. They will travel to Israel. They will travel to different countries. And let me tell you, as players are traveling, sometimes their energy are usurped. By the time they will come back to England, so we need. I think the plan is to rotate players. The the coach will have his own 11-man team, but he's going to rotate a lot of players next season. That's why I feel I just thought of it now, that maybe that's why they are saying, okay, if imagine if Nicola Jackson play in Israel today and they need to travel to England the next day, and the next day they have match, he play again. I know how Premier League matches are. Sometimes within 3 days, sometimes within 2 days. Maybe the They have one match a day. Sometimes it could be within 3 days. So fatigue can set in. So fatigue can set in. So I can from if it is for that reason, I reason with the owners. However, they are overdoing
but
it.
we still have, yeah,
They
we
are
still
overdoing
have this guy now, this young guy, young talented superstar from
who
Barcelona. This
that Gui. Eh,
that guy is
eh,
built for Premiership.
of course,
He's good, built for
they are
Premier
trying
League.
to protect them because of injury. Don't forget that we have what history of injury, and our medical team has not been have not been doing fantastic job. So I think
Mhm.
maybe 2 weeks ago I said on my program, I said it is time for us to overhaul our medical what department. Our medical team need to be overhauled. They need to replace. They need to what lay off some people. Good night, Amadi Kenechuku. Thank you for being part of the program. Good night. So it needs to be overhauled. So the the coach, the sporting directors, the management, the board, they are afraid of the injury because of our injury record last season. So and that's why you see someone like James, they move him back because James is vulnerable to injuries. Yeah, it's not. Let me tell you what the design now is not the what is not the outright design for Ligo, but coach is trying to experiment. No, that's what I've observed. He has changed formation, different formation. The only thing that has been constant in this preseason is that
Yeah.
inversion.
Yeah.
But the formation has been what has been changed over the times. Is the only issue that I have is that inversion, and the why we are so concerned about inversion is that the right player is not being inverted
I
because
think
inversion.
I think this guy, Rich James, cannot play that
No.
inversion at all.
Rich James is not aggressive enough. He's only aggressive when he's attacking.
In his
He's only
yeah,
aggressive when he's attacking. So he's not the
see,
person that can play it is still Cucurella. So and
I'll
Cucurella is
tell
not
you.
and Cucurella is not yet here. Cucurella is
True.
not yet here. So I feel that we are still it is work in progress. We are still work in progress, the way I've seen it. We have not arrived. Well, we are playing Manchester City in the next 14 days. So we will see how things pan out.
The thing is,
Oh,
our match against
Mr. Calofin
Manchester
is saying
City.
something here. Mr. Carlos Kutafin is saying something. My brother, good evening. He's in Ghana. He said they have been replaced. That's the medical team. He said, good. I was saying about overhauling the medical team. So
Yeah.
Mr. Carlos Kuta is saying that they have replaced some people in the medical team. So unless we replace them, because it was so evident. Why? Ask yourself, why did Conte, Pulisic left Chelsea and they play throughout the
And
season without
this other guy with Pulisic in AC Milan. He came from the
that's
academy too.
yes.
Forgotten his
He's
name.
also a midfielder. I
Yeah,
know. If you
a
remember his
very
name,
promising a very
yes,
promising
he's good.
midfielder
And
for
he
us
was
back then.
having injury. He was having injury.
Back to
He
back,
was
back
back
to
to
back.
back
He was having
while
injury
he
back
was
to back.
and N'Golo Kante as well. And
Mm-hmm.
when N'Golo Kante got to Saudi, he played throughout the season. Then he also played during the Euros tournament. So that
Three
means
times
something.
back to back,
Yes,
man of the match winner.
man of the match. So that means
I think
something is wrong somewhere.
I'm hearing rumor that he's coming back to Premier League, or the Premier League
Yes,
team is trying to bring him back.
West Ham initiated. They made contact, and they contacted the Saudi club. But I think the problem is just the transfer fee is around about 30 something million pounds, and if West Ham has the money, so if they are keen, they
You
can
see,
bring a
sir,
yeah,
sorry to
yeah.
cut you short. You
It's
see
okay.
this
It's okay.
issue of investment here, this issue of investment, you know, there are different ways we can actually invest and also get not a very terrible result. For example, over the years, we've seen a lot of the fan base of Chelsea, the African fan base of Chelsea, has a high percentage from Nigeria. That's
Yes, yes,
because
yes. Yeah.
of the likes of Nigerians who have actually graced Stamford Bridge. You understand, from Obi Mikel to Moses and other African players like Didier Drogba and the rest. Do you know if Victor Osimhen comes to Chelsea? Do you know the number of T-shirts, jersey that will be sold?
It's gonna be much. It's gonna be much.
Do you know
That
the number of new fans that would like to become a Chelsea fan because of Victor Osimhen?
even some Arsenal fans will become Chelsea fans.
You understand? The reason why people the reason why people watch Napoli's match in Nigeria
It's
or in
because of
most
Osimhen.
part of
It's because
Africa
of
is because
Osimhen.
of Osimhen. So I think it will not be a bad investment, as in going all the way for Victor Osimhen in any case.
It's because of that
It will
salary.
not be.
That salary is ridiculous. Honestly, my brother, let's look to be candid.
Is it because it's Victor Osimhen that is ridiculous? Is it because it's Victor Osimhen?
No, no, no. Let me tell you, if we look at, I share your sentiment, and I also share the sentiment of Mr. Emmanuel. If you look at from it from the investment angle, it's not feasible. And I will tell you, I want, I have spoken extensively on the business side of football. I think
Mhm.
maybe I will just chip it in now before I leave, before we wrap up this live broadcast.
Yeah, yeah,
There are a lot of dark sides in the business aspect of football. Mr. Emmanuel made mention of one thing which I will not say.
yeah. I remember
So there are a lot of what dark side in the business
that
of
side.
football. So one of the dark side in the business of football is that if the owner is not using his money to run the football club, let me tell you, they will need to work on how to balance the book. That's the truth. We fans may talk till tomorrow, but the management knows the kind of eat they are getting. Do you know how much they pay for the wages of these players every week? Some of the, in fact, majority of this money are not even coming from the pockets of the owners. Do you know where it's coming from? From the banks.
But in any case, they are also receiving viewing rights or broadcast rights and other
Eh,
sponsorship
when
deal.
you look, okay, yeah, when they look at the money, everything Chelsea is making the income is ridiculously lower than the expenditures. And when a business could not break even, that's a problem. And that was why Mr. Emmanuel was saying we not pray that Chelsea should be extincted. So
That is why they need to reduce the number of unexperienced players that they are getting and bring in experienced players that will take them to the glory days. Imagine
okay,
if we are playing in
that
Champions
that's
League. Are we
that's what that's when we are
understand?
talking about the trophy. That we are playing for trophy.
Yes,
We are buying players for trophy. So what these
sir.
owners are doing is that they are
If we
buying players for investment. They are buying players less for trophies. That's what I can say.
do you know if we play in Champions League, yeah, our what's it called? Our turnover will increase
Of course,
because of
turnover will increase
Champions
because
League.
of the
You
Champions
understand?
League money that we are going to get. But
You
that
get, so
will
why
be
don't we
that will
strive
be
to make it?
that will happen in the long run. Don't forget this squad.
I pray we don't end up to become
That will
Gen
play.
Z
That will,
QPR and West Ham.
no, no, it can't get to that. That will happen in the long run because the present squad is not even 2 years old. The present squad is not even 2 years old. So almost senior players have been sold. How many senior players? Okay, another senior player was sold earlier today. Kono was sold. It's one of the few senior players that we have. Now it's gone. So when you look at the composition of the team, it comprises what? Young players who have just spent less than 2 seasons or maybe 2 seasons in Chelsea. So, and for us to have a team in Chelsea, they need to undergo serious gelling phases. It's not that our players are gelling. Towards the end of last season, they were gelling. With respect to what Pochettino's style. Now we got another coach. Another coach brought another philosophy.
But to me, they are picking up. They are picking up.
That's what I'm saying.
Aside the scoreline against Manchester City, yeah, we really played well.
We possessed the ball.
You understand?
Imagine Chelsea possessing ball than Manchester City.
Yeah, so that is why I said I was not really surprised about the scoreline. I just watched the performance.
The only thing that was concerning to me, it was those mistakes. And that take me back to this invasion. Our players were creating spaces. They were creating spaces for Manchester City to use up. Manchester City will punish such club when you are creating spaces.
The good part is this guy did not play. Bandashile did not play first half when those mistakes were there.
Yeah.
Because we only made 2
because
mistakes.
If Bandashile were to be there, now he go receive the blame. Now he go receive the blame. Now he go receive the whole blame. But Badiashile was not there. That means something is wrong. Something needs to be fixed in that defense. Our build-up also was lagging, was dragging. So I was happy when the coach said that, okay, we got some things right and we got something wrong, and which will eventually led to the early mistakes. I know for him saying that, he knew that, okay, something went wrong and he needs to fix it. I believe we for me, I see positive impact than negativities that some fans are talking about. I feel that we are moving somewhere. We are moving somewhere, and the team is improving, and they are adapting. They are adapting to the new style. Just little by little, one step at a time. One step at a time. We still have 14 days to prepare. Yes, we'll be playing Real Madrid tomorrow. We'll be playing Real Madrid. That's another strong team.
There is a possibility for Chelsea for us to beat or to win Real Madrid compared to Manchester City.
Why?
That's just the part.
Why?
Because number one, Madrid will not take it serious. Their last match against Barcelona was like a Clasico to them. They took that one serious in any case, you understand? So this one against Chelsea is just like they will not take it serious. So there is a possibility for us to beat them. But you see, Manchester City, there was no way Pep Guardiola would have allowed this guy to win. See, they will, if at all, 1-0, if at all, they will win us 1-0. You Understand? There was
I
no
mean,
way
Chelsea,
he was
Chelsea
going to
really
allow
tried
that to happen.
4-2 because
Yeah, Chelsea
we
tried.
created chances.
True,
We
true.
created chances and we held on to balls for a long time. So the possession favored Chelsea, and we, in fact, it could have been 4-3. It could have been 4-4. It's just that we didn't
Yeah,
make use of
true.
our chances. We didn't make use of
This guy
our
really need to step up. Modric need to step up. I think
chances.
his luck right now is because the Chelsea fan base love him the same way we love the what's this guy,
Yeah,
Timo
Enzo.
Werner,
We also love Enzo.
Enzo and Timo. Yeah, you
And
understand.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the only thing that is keeping him. Otherwise, that's why right now we are not even calling him a flop. You
No, no, no.
understand?
They
We
are not
see,
calling it.
yeah,
They still believe that okay, if he's given more time, or maybe if he
mhm,
moved to his own natural position, he's going to perform better. That man that
true.
I'm saying, that guy Modric, I don't, I cannot see any improvement. To the person who catches the ball, put the ball down. Now to what? To do the next thing, he can't pass the ball to the opponent. It is
And
well.
you see,
Thank you, thank you.
it is well,
Thank you,
it
Mr.
is
Sport
well, sir.
Talker. I really miss
It's
you.
always a pleasure, sir.
We
It's
had
always a pleasure, sir.
we've had a lot of live broadcasts without you, and I said, where is? In fact,
Yeah, no,
even if I don't see you,
I actually was on a trip 2 days ago, so I could not make content. You understand? So
okay,
when I came, I really needed to create content and edit
okay,
it. You understand? To
okay,
cover up
okay,
for my period. Yeah. So that
okay,
is it.
because consistency is the key. Consistency is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
key.
yeah.
You know, I
True,
remember
true.
when I started the live broadcast, we used to have one people. It could be only me sometimes. It could be maybe 10 people online, and now it's improving. It's just a consistency. Even if it
True.
is only one person who like your post that you use maybe 4 days to prepare. You know, the content you use 4 days to prepare, and
Mm-hmm.
the whole day you only had 2 likes. That really that is discouraging sometimes. But the key is
True,
the,
true.
the key is what? Just keep on going. Keep on
That
going.
is
Keep on moving.
that is it.
Consistency.
That is it.
Well, it got to a particular time. I used to run I used to run hard before, but at the end of the day, nothing, nothing so fantastic was coming out of the ad.
Mhm.
I would just say maybe if I run hard of $10, maybe for 2 days, hardly will I get maybe 50 people. And 50 people, before you know it, some people will just even will be unfriending you. They will be
Mhm.
they will be leaving. They will be unfollowing. So that means they are not organic followers.
Yeah.
They are followers that follow you as a result of the heart. You ran. But when I
Mhm.
got I came to that realization, I just said, okay, let me work first to get organic followers who
Yeah.
share who share my own aims of having my page, who share the aims
Mhm.
that I share, who believe in my
Yeah.
philosophy.
The
So
same.
let
Yeah.
me get those ones because I know those ones also will bring other people. That's what I did. I
True.
just stopped.
True.
I said, I'm gonna wait, even if it will take me 2 years. Yes, and I waited all these years. I waited, and yeah, but it's the consistency. So I will. You are doing great. I I
Thank you,
I don't
sir.
miss your
Thank
I
you.
don't miss your content. I may not
We're
maybe
trying.
sometimes sometimes if I'm in studio, it's easy for me to share, or it's sometimes if I could say
Mhm.
something what I want to say, but oftentimes
Yeah.
I read your uh I read your stuff, your content, or I just go through them when I'm at work. So I will
Yeah.
not be able to compose myself, and by the time
Yeah.
I,
True.
I get home, I'm I'm what involved in
Other
another.
things. Other things.
So,
Yeah.
but
True.
I
True.
just want to tell you that I visit your
We're
your page.
trying. We're trying.
No,
We're
yeah,
trying, sir.
it
We're
may not be
trying our
often,
best.
but I'm seeing good things that you are doing. You are doing you're
We're
doing great.
trying. We're
Just
trying.
keep what moving. And when I when I'm in studio and probably I'm checking some people's pages, and if I could see that okay, there is something I could see, you'll see me sharing it, putting some
Yeah,
stuff
true,
there.
true, true,
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
true. I've
So
seen it.
that's it.
I've seen it several times. Actually,
Uh-huh.
I've seen it
You
several
see me,
times.
I go.
I've
In
seen
fact,
it.
some people
Yeah,
will say,
yeah, I've seen it
some
several
people will
times.
say, "Oh, doctor, you are here." Yes, I go to people's pages.
Seen it
I
several
read.
times.
I read. That's
Seen
why
it
I
several
encourage
times.
people to be what to try to project themselves well to the world, because immediately I come to your page, the first thing I will look for is the word photo. After photo, I will check the first five what contents on your page.
Content.
So when I would go through the first five contents on your page, and I could see that they are rubbish, I'm already off. Me that I do not have time. But when I see the picture, of course you may not use your picture on your
Picture,
page
yeah.
like me. I just believe
Mhm.
I'm using my own picture. You may use some other things picture. Just be creative. And what? Look
I,
at
I
what you have.
was I think I was even thinking about that while I was working today, because the most important thing is you have to rebrand yourself all the time. You understand? When I started, this was not my first page actually. I've been following you from my first page, Broke Boy TV, if you can still remember.
Oh
I had
yes, I remember.
yes,
What happened?
I had yeah, I was having a monetization issue during
Oh,
that Ukraine Russian war. I think I had
oh,
up to 32,000 followers, you understand?
Kai,
So I was
Kai.
having monetization issue. Then I watched one of your, I was still like trying to battle with it, you understand, believing I can do it, I can do it. Then I
It
watched
doesn't
one
work
of
like
your
that.
video, yeah, I watched one of your video or write-up where you talked about how you lost the page during your
Yes,
startup,
yes,
how you
yeah,
went off for some years, and how
yes,
you start up again. I was like,
yes,
if this man can
yes.
do
That
it
was
and
what I
other
did.
people can do
That
it,
was what I
what's
did.
the issue? So,
That was what
and
I did.
if you remember, Broke Boy TV was not about football. You
It's not.
understand?
You
It
just
was
post.
it was not
You were
about, yeah, I
posting
was just
different stuff.
posting, yeah, I was even doing a movie reviews, but I was like, I need to rebrand my niche and all that. So that was what I did. And the reason I'm not using my photo yet is because that's this name, Sport Talk Arena, need to be known at
Yeah,
least. You
yeah, yeah.
understand?
You
It
want to
needs to
sell
be
it?
known for some time, years before I actually put my photo. So I was just trying to do some rebranding in general. But the thing is,
Yeah,
we will always get there.
of
We'll
course,
get
of
there in
course,
any
of course.
case. Yeah, we'll
I
get
think
there. So that's it.
what you can do is not a bad thing if you use your photo. Honestly, to tell
Yeah,
you the
yeah, yeah,
truth,
yeah. I will.
that
I
was
will. I will.
in fact, I made the mistake early, and because it's good for you to make mistake, because in mistake
True.
you get some stuff
You learn
by
from, yeah.
yourself. You learn through
Yeah,
those
you learn
mistakes you've
from.
made. So because you are authentic, people see you as an authentic content maker, creator, when they see person,
Person.
the authentic person behind a particular page. Oh, who said that? Sport Talk Arena.
I
Wait,
know this guy somewhere. I know this guy
yes.
somewhere. Stuff like that.
But if they are saying, okay, if you are representing Sport Talk Arena, you are using a particular image for Sport Talk Arena. If Sport Talk
Yeah.
Arena page becomes popular, it is that image that you are what? That you are making popular, because they will be
Mm-hmm.
attributing that image to Sport Talk Arena, not the person what that
Okay.
is
Not
working,
the person.
not the
True.
person. And it is important for people, as your page is is becoming popular now, for your page also to become
Mhm.
popular. Your
So
face
the person
for
should be the brand, not the
yes.
name being the brand.
No, 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 no. You. It is you. It is
Person is the
you.
brand.
Yeah, you are the brand. Because
Because true.
People can.
You're right. You're right,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. It
Because
is
I
you.
just remembered now some pages who are actually using name like I am doing. At the end of the day, they are not. It's not one person running the page.
There are,
You understand?
there,
So that
there are
person
many.
cannot put yes. You
Yeah,
understand?
but
That
it
person
is
cannot
you
put
that you
his
are
own.
doing all the work. So why are you not
True,
afraid?
true,
Why do you feel like, okay, I
true,
should not be the image on my page? Why can't my be an
true,
image, the key image on my page? Because
true,
there is an aspect, whether whatever niche you are trying to promote, it's also important for you to authenticate who you are. Let
true.
people know the identity
For
of the content.
verification.
Yes,
Yeah.
even when if you see when when if now your page is eligible
For
for
monetization stuff.
monetization,
Application. Yeah.
the first thing they will ask you is that what is your original name?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first question that Facebook will ask you, and to provide what document to back up. So
Document backing, yeah.
so it doesn't make sense when the content creator now struggles after the page has been popular. You now
True.
struggle for social presence. You now struggle for what and your identity. It's not. It doesn't make people. I try not to talk sometimes. But if
True.
love, if I wish, if something just pop up in my mind to let people learn from my own mistake, I do talk sometimes because I don't want to sound like, oh, this man not too know too know. That's why you see me. I talk less. I talk less unless I maybe uh, people raise a question or maybe people. Oh, okay. People say that you should share your page. Share your page in the comment section. Share your
Oh,
page.
thank you so
This is
much,
what
guys. Thank you so
share your
much. I
page. I'm
appreciate you.
sorry, I forgot. I should have been saying that. I forgot. Because I usually do that for one of our queen from Ghana. Um, yeah, they said you should share your page so that you could see. That's how it works. I think I've said this in our earlier previous conversation. You know, that's how to. We need to help ourselves. We need to help ourselves. That's what Mr. Carlos Kuta is a Ghanaian, and that's why he's
Thank you
saying that.
so much, guys. I appreciate you. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
so and he's not the only one who have said that anyway. So share your link so that they will please. Sport Talk Arena is going to drop his link in the comment section. Please, Blue Soldiers, follow him. He's a confirmed Blue Soldier, and he has a lot of robust content on his page. You will like it.
That's trying.
You will
That's
like
trying,
it.
sir.
So you will like it. If I could like something, will I what mislead you to like something I do not like? So I know you will like something I like. Follow him. Follow him. Follow him.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate.
So they will
I
follow you.
appreciate.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Carlos Kutafin. Thank you so much. And other people in the comment section. Sorry, I could not. We are talking about the content creation now. We have moved from
We've moved from football to
content creation,
it's
and I think you
what's
need it. So try as much as possible.
what's the time in Australia now, sir?
7:21 a.m. It's time for the work
AM.
now.
Oh,
A.m. Of course.
okay. We are
I slept early to wake up early because I have known that I'm going to start the program by 4, my own 4 a.m. So I've been on live show since 4:22 my own time. So almost 3 hours now. So
yeah.
so what I would say is that please work on your own image. Let work on
Thank you,
your
sir.
because as you are working on it, you are creating identity on social media. So
Sure.
your identity must be present on social media because it brings out authenticity. The current generation they value authenticity. And you are looking nice. And anyway, you are not looking old like me. I'm an old. You are looking nice. So your face is another. So some Jen said we what we connect with you and with your afro.
No, maybe when you traveled to Australia, you didn't have that problem. Most of us, the young youth, are having when we travel out.
Yeah.
Living in Nigeria, it's always a problem finding a proper barber who can cut your hair the way you want it.
Okay. I get.
It's so sometimes we are even the one doing it ourselves like that. You get it.
I want to tell you
We
that
turn
if I tell you that it's been maybe I don't know, you'll be surprised.
can
I don't
imagine.
go to Barber Salon. I
Because
barber.
anything that make me hold the clipper now is for me to barb Molo. And Molo don't fit me. My head will look like a balumo. All the hardship we faced in Nigeria while growing up, which will just show in the head. You
me,
understand? Stuff
me,
like
I
that.
believe I've been doing mono for a long time. I could be even
I've been
in my
avoiding Molo
is
since I was young.
I just it's King Party. It's King Party. I was just and I'm okay. I'm out of the market. It's my grandchildren I will need to just what to be happy with and my children now and my
But
wife.
you are dragging the fashion world with your children now. You are dragging the fashion world with
Yes,
us now.
yes, yes,
I saw your picture. I saw your picture. Was it
yeah,
on Sunday? I was like,
yeah, yeah.
that the only one leave fashion for us. So they follow us. They drag.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying because I know this is not my generation. My generation is OD and we are conservative. Although, but I'm blending with the Gen Z. I'm blending because I'm also gaining some insight from them.
True,
Honestly,
true.
I'm gaining insight. It's not like I used to tell people uh, when computer was um, was evolving at an earlier stage in Nigeria in the university system, there were some professors who didn't buy the idea. They didn't buy the idea. They said, no, we are used to this chalkboard. We are not used to all this board that we are now having
Digital
now.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I told some of those prof then before I also became a lecturer. I told them, let me tell you, when the world is evolving, you evolve with the world.
So you,
If
yeah.
you if you if you don't evolve with the world,
Otherwise, you'll be left
you'll be
behind.
left behind. That's what will
I'm
happen.
telling you.
So
I'm
and meanwhile,
telling
you
you.
see this creation as well. You have to what?
True.
We have to move with the world, with the trend, and you have to be dynamic. You have to be dynamic. You have to be creative. When you see a problem, you see a solution. Don't see problem with the way people are
I'm
saying.
telling you.
People will always see problem, but use that problem for your own niche. You know, when there was a problem last year about Casedo, I took that
You brought
problem.
a song.
When I brought them, they produced a song, and it was that song that popularized me. So when you see problem, grab that problem, look at work on how you can come up with solutions to such problem, just in your own way.
True.
You cannot solve all the problems in the world, but just pick one and fashion out a way to bring something out, create something. We are in the world. We are in a modern world, and this modern world what values creativity, creative content. So create creative content from problems. Create creative content from problems because
From problems.
prob- problems we will have problems till we die. We will have problems till we die. And out of that
Even death
problem,
is a problem.
and out of those problems, out of those problems, we will become a reality to our generation. You become a reality to mankind because mankind always looks for people who could solve problems. They always look for problem solvers.
Sure.
Content making is about problem solving. Yes. People, imagine, you are making skits for people to smile. Yes, because people have problems. They want to laugh. Laugh is what? Therapeutic. Sport is therapeutic. They are veritable tools for therapy. Sport, funny skit.
Yeah.
You could see the wave of funny skit in the last 5 years now.
That
Yes.
is why stand-up comedy is not doing well anymore.
How will he do well?
And
When I
and
can watch
most of
Sabino's
our stand-up comedians, yeah, most of our stand-up comedians that refuse to follow the trend during the evolution of skit making, they have been left behind. Now they are
they will leave
struggling.
them behind. This
They are
Denzel will leave them
struggling, and it becomes too late for them. True.
in music now, you have to be dynamic. If you come up with
True.
one beat like that, that doesn't make sense. Jen said you just because thousands of songs are produced every day. So you just need to be pragmatic. That's what I would say as we end the program today. So
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I really feel so glad to see you today.
Thank you so much.
It's an opportunity.
It's 2:30 here.
Yeah, 2:30 what? AM.
2:30 a.m. Yeah.
It's time for you to go and sleep. For me, I have slept.
No
I have
problem.
slept I have slept for
No
almost
problem, sir.
5 hours, and it's good for us to sleep. To sleep for at least 8 hours, as doctor normally tell us to do that. So I want to thank you specially. At least you are the only man left now, and and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I really
Thank you so
appreciate.
much, sir.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much, sir.
So
Thank you, sir.
hopefully I will be seeing more of you.
Yeah,
I did.
definitely.
You didn't put your link in the comment section.
I just dropped the art handle. I had to type it because if I leave, uh, since I'm doing it from StreamYard, you understand. So if I
Oh,
leave it, yeah. So I
okay,
just drop the name like
okay,
at
okay,
Sports Talk Arena. I
okay,
just
okay,
drop it there. That's Sports Talk
okay,
Arena.
okay. Thank you so much. And I
No
want to say
problem, sir.
good night, and have
All right,
wonderful.
sir. No problem, sir.
So goodbye for now.
Thank you
Goodbye for
so
now.
much, sir.
Good
Yeah,
night.
good night. Good night, sir. Yeah.
It's good morning for me. Yeah.